Usamos estampillas.
You are now tuned in to your number one radio station.
Violent people.
Radio.
Hello, violent people, listeners across the land. It's your smooth talking host, Chris. Do you guys like that?
Well, I hear that, and I understand why Sam yelled at me last week. That was much better than my intro.
Yeah, I loved it. Actually,
yeah, I'm trying new gimmicks. I'm really trying my new radio. I'm trying to listening to a lot of old school radio shows and trying to find my voice, and I think I'm really getting there. So thanks for the feedback. I am joined as ever by my good friends and yours, hopefully your good friends too. Starting with Tanner. Hello, Tanner.
What up, everybody? I forgot. I don't know if y'all are going to be able to hear this. Let me know if you can hear this. Can y'all hear that?
No.
All right. Yes, but what is it?
I built a double-sided lightsaber at Disney World. Just thought I wanted to show that off real quick.
Oh, Darth Maul style?
Darth Maul style. One half is like the clear white saber. Other one, Mace Windu's purple.
Nice.
Badass.
I play as Darth Maul in Fortnite. He's my main skin.
Mine-
Until just now, I finally bit the bullet. I bought the Lars Ulrich from Metallica skin.
Okay. I'm still rocking Satoru Gojo. Are you familiar with Jujutsu Kaisen?
No.
Okay, well, you can go on to the next guest, I guess.
I am also joined by Dan.
What's up? Sam is active in Discord during this podcast, and I want to yell at him, but he posted a pretty great match that I might have to try to make a drive through this Friday. Nick Gage versus Matt Hardy.
Oh my
In
god.
2024. We're doing it.
You're welcome. You're
All
welcome.
right. Drop the fucking big top where this is what we're talking about.
Scrap the whole show.
Yeah, that beautiful man posting beautiful matches is Sam.
Hey,
I don't
there,
even
folks.
need to ask how he's doing. He's on cloud 9.
I'm fired up. Every single direction. I'm fired up. We got great matches being announced by the greatest promotion
Of the 2010s.
of the last decade in GCW, and certainly a front runner for this decade as well. So,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Some people are saying it. Hey,
people.
Effie versus Jinder Mahal.
That's a match.
when's Limit Break booking Go Shiozaki versus Effie?
I don't know. Maybe I don't know. I'll have to.
Cold Day in Hell.
I'll have to talk. I mean, usually Limit Break only books like competent good wrestlers. So
I mean,
I have to check in on that.
like GCW has the relationship with WWE, so
Well, they also have the relationship with Wrestle Universe because they are doing a joint show with DDT, I believe, in August.
oh yeah.
So
Yeah, so-
they have the in. I mean, if Go Shiozaki was, even remotely affiliated with Noah, I mean, that would be a shoe-in.
Yeah, Miyu was on Bloodsport, but like every promotion was represented on Bloodsport this weekend.
Did you guys see Matt Mikowski? Someone tweeted like it's amazing that all these companies are represented, and then he tweeted like an independent guy, and I just thought it really funny. I like him, but it's like, hey, I don't have a job. Look at me. Like, what a crazy thing to tweet.
I mean, I don't want to talk about wrestling during the banner part because who the fuck wants to listen to that?
Yeah,
It
this
is
isn't a show about wrestling.
Well,
yeah,
this is
know.
Twitter. You know, who's watching that shit?
But it does seem weird that he's not booked in more places, right?
I do like Matt Mikowski a lot.
Yeah, he's good. He's really good. Like with the current crop of American indie guys that are apparently willing to travel, because I mean he just wrestled in Tennessee for the SCI. Why is he not being booked more?
Yeah, he seems to work he works like he only has one. He's only one action. I thought he worked more action than just Dean.
No.
But no, it was just the Arez match, which, I mean, it's maybe the 6th best match on the show, maybe. But it's still a really fun match.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I don't know. I feel like we talked about it when we talked about
according to Cage
WrestleMania
Match,
stuff.
he's only wrestled 24 matches this year, which
That
feels
seems nuts.
On most indie shows, that would have been the best match on the show.
Well, he hasn't wrestled more than 24 matches since 2021. Only 1 year of his career has he wrestled more than that.
Well, yeah, then because
he's a fucking part-timer.
Leapfrog, because Camp Leapfrog disbanded.
Yeah. Maybe he just has a really good shoot job. I don't know.
The Timothy Thatcher effect.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. And maybe
he's no Timothy Thatcher.
He'll be doing your taxes next year, maybe.
What does that mean?
That Thatcher was an accountant.
Oh, why did I think he worked in an aquarium?
That's crazy.
Hold on, that's really random. Now I think I'm wrong.
It was like, what a thing to make up if Sam made it up.
I swear, multiple people told me he was an accountant. An aquarium? How well does an aquarium person make?
I don't know. I just googled Timothy Thatcher aquatics, which isn't going to give me what I really want.
No,
that didn't answer.
Dude, you can't even find his death matches online. You think you're going to find his fucking LinkedIn? Oh, that's crazy.
You know what? Why not?
That's two
I got
totally
Gabe
different
Sapolsky's
things.
LinkedIn.
Now I feel like we.
I got all the pictures off of Tanner's LinkedIn.
Yeah, that's true. Dan fucking scrubbed my LinkedIn that I haven't used since college. Oh,
Tanner, that's just the next big social media, LinkedIn. You got to start using it today.
I no shit had somebody at my wedding tell me that.
That fucking rocks.
LinkedIn and Skype. Wave of the future.
These are the wave of the future. I looked up Dan Rice. Didn't get shit though. Daniel Rice, maybe?
No, it's just Dan. I don't have a LinkedIn though.
Oh, I was like, you're just first name on LinkedIn? Because that would be fucking crazy.
I'm just Dan.
Oh, it's a pretty uncommon name.
It's the name of the first
Gibbons.
Famous American.
What do we got here? You're not that guy.
Dan, can I ask you something? Because you have.
Wait, are you doxing me right now?
Are you doxing Chris, Sam?
I'm just looking up him on LinkedIn. He's not there though.
I've got a LinkedIn. I don't use it.
Wow. I use mine every week. I've got 500 plus connections. I'm a big deal out there, folks.
Well, that's because you don't have a real job. I mean, your job's work from home, sit in front of the computer, play on the computer all day.
Oh my god.
You think I need LinkedIn for baristaing?
I don't want to dox Timothy Thatcher, but he works at an aquarium.
Are you serious?
Tim Moore, LinkedIn.
Well,
I just doxed him. There you go.
Straight up said shoot.
Got him.
Hey, can you send that in the founders chat? That's crazy.
Yeah.
Who is it that's an account? Okay,
well, I knew Heavy Troop is. Why would that's such a random thing for Sam to be like?
Yeah, I thought he worked in an aquarium. That seems fucking wild.
I'm really fucking good at this shit. I'm the number one Timothy Thatcher fan on this podcast. I think it's pretty freaking clear right now.
Dude, I have to be. I'm not even logged into LinkedIn on this computer. I can't see it. Wow. Well, that's crazy.
Perfect.
Who am I thinking is an accountant then?
Maybe your accountant.
CPA.
My
the independent wrestler. CPA.
Oh, CPA. Yeah, there you go.
No, it was a good wrestler.
Roasted.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
Sam was going crazy. Probably Jimmy Kimmel not hosting the Oscars.
sorry, guys. I gotta feed the Discord.
I'm sure
For
you're posting
discourse.
in the formerly known as Wrestling with Words Slack as well. I'm sure you're every week. Y'all don't know this, but Sam is always in the Slack when we're recording the podcast, always posting some fucking NBA news. He's typing in the
doesn't
Slack
quit,
right
guys.
now.
Woj doesn't quit. Woj doesn't quit.
It literally says Concrete is typing. He stopped. but
Mr. No Days Off.
it fucking said it.
Don't
That's
don't
good shit.
hate the game. Hate me.
Oh, I do.
One time
I
I
know.
tried to react to NBA news that was 4 hours old to Sam, and he yelled at me.
Get out of here.
Like I was a fucking idiot.
I've got through the emotions already.
I don't think you can
gotta
call
be
anybody an idiot when you've spent as much time as we have talking about wrestling online.
What news was it?
I can't remember.
Oh, it's
just now.
just now.
What do you mean? The 4-hour-old NBA news that Dan posted years ago? Or
Yeah. It was forever ago. I don't.
it feels like years
Yeah,
ago?
I'm sure you remember.
Was it Donovan
Oh.
Mitchell signing for...
Oh, I think it was.
Yeah. Who gives a shit, you know? At that point in the day. He's not a Nick. Never will be a Nick. A complete loser. Rudy Gobert's going to go farther than him. Embarrassing stuff.
Oh my god! Y'all keep talking. I have to cue something up.
Has he got a big Rudy Gobert theme song?
No, I mean close.
Patient Zero?
Somebody in the Discord earlier this week called Jake Lee the Rudy Gobert of wrestling, and I thought it was going to divide our Discord in half. It was very
That is terrible take.
So everybody, let me just play it real quick. Let me know if y'all can hear this. We have an Olympics update.
What's the Olympics?
I'd rather
update?
fucking die.
Women's rugby 7 bronze.
How is that? This is as old as Donovan Mitchell signing his extension.
Yeah,
That's,
but Sam,
by the time people
Sam,
listen
I'm
to
not on
this,
the ground in Paris.
Well, also, I know for a fact that Tanner was streaming during the Team USA's basketball game.
Tanner, who was in Paris?
Not me. I'm not. I'm not in Paris. How funny of a bit would it be though if I was in Paris right now doing this podcast? Do you think if Violent People Radio makes it until the next Olympics, which is in the US, do you think we can somehow be a part of that?
No.
No.
Okay, that was 2 really quick answers.
Tanner wants pro wrestling to be part of the Olympics. You heard it here first, folks.
They're adding flag football.
Sure, why not?
Yeah. They're adding it.
Cool.
There's breakdancing in the Olympics now. The guy that made Beyblade said, hey, Beyblade should be in the Olympics. And
That's true.
I agree. I'm looking at my Beyblade I bought a couple of months ago right now. Wow. Well, I just wanted to give everybody that Olympics update because I know a lot of people do come to this podcast for Olympic updates.
Jimmer Fredette, you let us down.
Did we lose 3-on-3?
Yeah, we lost to Serbia.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
I thought that was from last year for some reason. I saw on TikTok, FIFA World Championships 2023. We can't catch a break against these guys.
I don't even know who has the most medals in the Olympics right now. No. Why is this not in order?
USA has the most medals.
Japan is the most
I believe
golds.
Japan. Yeah.
Yes, Japan has the most gold. That's a stupid way to put this. It's not like gold's worth more points. I mean, it's not like any medal's worth any points.
Yeah, I was like, what is the point system you're
Gold,
using right now?
gold is worth more. It should be ranked that Japan is ahead of us.
Did y'all know that in every medal this year given out at the Olympics has a piece of the Eiffel Tower in it? Like has a piece of the actual Eiffel Tower in it?
That's neat.
I think that's a fun little
What?
thing. Yeah. Look it up. Look
I
it up.
won't.
I also
You
have
can't
another
make me.
fun fact for y'all. That is so the opposite of the Olympics. It's crazy, but I heard it today on another show, and I could not believe it was true, so I had to look it up, and it is true. So you three are from kind of different parts of the country. I mean, we're all on the eastern half, but for the most part, we're all kind of spread out. What pizza restaurant, like pizza chain restaurant, do you think is the most popular in the country? Like,
Little Caesars.
has the biggest share of the market.
Yeah, Little Caesars or Pizza Hut would be my guess.
Okay.
Domino's.
Chris, what was your guess?
I said Little Caesars.
Okay. The correct answer is Domino's, which has 42% of the market share in the country. Second place is Pizza Hut with 23, but right behind Pizza Hut is Papa John's with 22. So Papa John's is like
What's
going
four?
to
What's four?
it's Little Caesars with like 13.
I mean, those would be the four I would guess.
Yeah, but isn't it crazy that Papa John's and Pizza Hut are that close?
I mean, that's not that crazy. Like Pizza Hut used to be like bigger, but a lot of them closed.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's just crazy because like anytime pizza was mentioned when I was a kid, like if we were getting pizza from somewhere, it would either A, be Hunch Brothers, which I don't know if y'all have Hunch Brothers. Dan, you might.
We do,
have
yeah.
Hunch Brothers.
They're all in gas stations.
Yes, they're all in gas stations, but phenomenal pizza. Or it'd be Pizza Hut. Like it blows my mind that Papa John's is maybe going to pass Pizza Hut in market share in the next like year or two. Blows my mind. I just thought that was a fun fact.
That is super fun. Thank you for sharing.
Hey, no problem. That's why I'm here. All right, take it away.
All right.
Does
Take it
everybody
away.
not have a fun fact for this week?
I forgot to bring my fun fact.
I lost mine on the way here.
What
Fuck.
we didn't forget was to talk about the Violent People Hall of Fame. We've got the results that you voted for, but we're not gonna reveal them yet. We're not gonna reveal
That was
them
smooth.
yet.
That was smooth. All right.
I was so confused. I'm like, we're skipping like three things. Sam has a whole bit about weddings he wanted to get to.
I got a wedding to go to this weekend. Saturday.
Is that
Are
the
we
bit?
doing that first?
Yeah, so leaving Thursday. So 2 days from now. 6-hour drive.
Oh, north or south?
Northish.
Canada?
Man.
Well, that's why he said ish. It's probably like northeast, if I was gonna guess.
Okay. Well,
Yes,
if somebody says north or south and it's not north, it's northeast. You're eat my shit.
But if he says north, someone goes Canada.
Yes, correct. It's in Maine. It's in Maine.
That's practically Canada. Are you going to
You know
Cape
what?
Cod?
I don't. No. I'm not going to tell you exactly where this wedding is. 'Cause
I asked
little
that.
much.
And I said maybe don't answer that.
Yeah. Well, Tanner, I'm not an idiot. Thanks for explaining that to me.
Yeah, I was.
But it's my sister-in-law's wedding. So we've been very busy.
Yeah. Well,
over
you
these
sound
past
pumped.
week.
So I'm excited for you.
I'm excited to sleep in a hotel and have free breakfast for 3 straight days.
Nice
But-
hotel. You don't have to say the name of the hotel, but nice hotel.
I don't honestly know. I want to say yes because it's the hotel where the wedding is at.
It's
I don't
got to
think-
be. It's got to be decent.
Yes, yeah. You don't have. You're not going to Motel 6 for a wedding. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, you are here in
Your
Alabama.
family.
You absolutely fucking are.
But I've not been to a wedding in a little bit. Well, I have not been at a wedding where it's like this much of an extended stay recently.
Yeah.
We're going to be there for like 3 nights. There's a welcome party, and then there's an after party to the wedding. So there's just a lot going on.
Well, it's probably also a lot. Again, not to dox the wedding, but I'm sure your wife is involved in some way.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So my sister-in-law did not assign a maid of honor.
Sure.
It was just
Bridesmaids.
just bridesmaids. Just bridesmaids. But my wife has been taking on, you know what, I would say a lot of those responsibilities. Like, she's been painting oysters all week for the wedding.
Okay.
You don't need to know the context for that.
I'd know.
Don't ask. But there's a lot going on. So when we talk about wrestling, let me tell you, I'm not going to have a lot to say this week and or next week, which isn't really that different than usual. But I at least have an excuse for the next 2 weeks.
Well, I am going to want a play-by-play of the wedding, obviously.
Absolutely, 100%.
Like
100%.
the food. I want to know if somebody is. I mean,
I need a DJ review.
Can I ask how many people are attending this
I
wedding?
believe it's about 97.
Holy fuck! Okay, that's a lot for a 3-day weekend wedding.
Yeah, so I think for most people, it's not going to be 3 days. For most people, it's going to be Friday night and Saturday.
And
For
leaving
us,
leaving Saturday?
leaving Sunday morning.
So it's still a long weekend wedding for
yeah,
the majority of the. Oh man, that's a recipe for something special, buddy. I'm excited to hear about it.
it's going to be an event. And my wife's going to be off doing a lot of shit probably over the time period, and I'm going to be in a hotel room doing who knows what.
Hell yeah, maybe watching the Olympics.
Maybe watching the Olympics. Certainly not wrestling.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, there's no need. Wow, that's exciting. Our like best. I don't. What do you call another couple you hang out with? Best friend couple? I don't know. But anyways, they just got engaged, so they're like hardcore in wedding planning mode right now. So that's exciting, and they're probably getting married out of state. So I think we have one of those on our horizon. But so I don't know how it is in like y'all's part of the country, but like everybody here gets married extremely early. So like I wasn't one of the last people in my class to get married, but like I was definitely like firmly in the middle, and I was only like 25 when I got married. So like by the time I got married and everything, it seemed like everybody else was already married. I don't know if it's like that for the rest of the country, but certainly is down here.
I think I have like 2 more weddings in the next 3 years that I'll probably attend. Is my guess.
Yeah, that's us. I don't think my younger brother's gonna get married anytime soon. So yeah, that's probably about how many we're looking at here.
I feel like 24 to 27 was like wedding season. Like I remember there was one summer where I went to like 10 weddings and I was like, I hate this.
Oh no, here it's like 20 to 22. I felt like.
No, yeah, I don't think it was.
That is not.
Yeah, so we were post college. My big wedding.
Yeah, our Midwest is like after college.
But
like,
then,
why would you're not getting married? Like some people got married during college, but those were few and far between.
I got to tell you, you're gonna get better gifts as you wait.
Oh,
your college friends can't get you shit.
Yeah, people got more money. Absolutely. Yeah. Like I work with people that are from like all over the country, and I remember like when I first started, they're like, "Oh, well, tell us about yourself." And like when I started, I was like, "Oh, I'm 27. Like been married for like 2 years." They're like, "You've been married for 2 years and you're only 27?" And it's just like they're mind blown. They're like, they just can't believe it. They're like, "How?"
Like, you think that crazy?
And
my wife's only 16.
Well, it's not. No.
Oh, that's what I thought you were talking about in the South.
Oh, those happen in the South. Well, not so much now, but definitely like my grandparents' generation. Like my grandparents have like a 9-year age difference. I'm like, okay, bud. But yeah, so that's kind of problematic. But
there's like a city councilman in my city who's like 80, and then like the last election cycle, it came out that like when he was 30, he married like a 15-year-old, but then his wife was still alive, and she's like, "It's okay, my parents loved them. He paid them so much." Like this actually happened. He got reelected.
Yeah. Oh, obviously,
easily,
landslide. I'm sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's. that's just kind of like the vibe here. Also, like telling people that's like, yeah, I bought a house when I was 25. They're just like, wow. And yeah, I'm just like, oh, I felt like I was late on a lot of things. It's just funny how like being in a different part of the country makes you.
If people were wanting to know how to buy a house, I would reach out to Dan Rice VP on Twitter.
Yeah. Now so for every house you sell through the podcast, we get
You get a huge
3% from what you get. Yeah.
So man, you think I get way more than I get? 3% of what I get is not a lot.
Well, yeah, because I can probably guess your real estate fee. So I'm not asking for a lot, but we got to start turning a profit somewhere. Oh man. Well, that's a great show, guys. I'm glad we did this.
Yeah. See you guys next week.
No. Dan, what have you been watching for wrestling? We're a wrestling podcast.
Oh, all right. I have been watching. Well, I watched Bloodsport, and people shouldn't do that. It wasn't bad. It just wasn't good. It was like.
Is it the worst Bloodsport?
I mean, probably. I don't know. It was like 3 notches or 4 notches lower than the Japan one.
Oh, so
The worst. So this is the worst shit you've ever seen.
Like I watched it and I was like, I'm like I can talk about it on the pod, and like I have nothing to say. Julius Creed versus Matt Mikowski, who we mentioned earlier. I really liked the finish. Started when Matt's underneath and he slaps Julius, and Julius is like, well, that fucking sucks, and just beats the hell out of him. And then for some reason after Josh Barnett match, like he brings out MVP, and I'm like, oh, MVP in Bloodsport, great.
I mean, fucking rule though.
I don't know that it would, but
MVP versus Josh Barnett is gonna go stupid.
Yeah, that's a dream match.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, there's nothing on the show that I would tell anyone to go out of their way to watch. Really,
not even Mike Bailey versus Akira.
Somebody called that like the best. Oh my god, my dog's going crazy. I don't know if you guys can hear that. The best Bloodsport finish ever, and I'm like, that's absolutely insane. And
that is insane.
Wait, 1 second, guys.
While Dan's gone, forgot to mention that we got banned from Twitch. Did we want to just mention that at all?
Yeah, we can talk about that while I was gonna do that during plugs later.
Sorry.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, I'm back. She was locked in here. She did not like it. She closed the door on herself, but whatever. No, but I will say Mike Bailey versus Akira, they do have a lot of cool ideas. I'm like, man, better wrestlers, this would be really cool. Like, there's a lot of like falling to the outside and, you know, kicks that miss, but I'm like, if those hit, those would look awesome. But yeah, so I watched Bloodsport. I posted in the Discord that I watched Hechicero versus Ryan Grace from Costa Rica Wrestling on like a fan cam. And it's like, turns out Hechicero is very, very good at wrestling.
Oh, who knew?
Yeah.
Interesting. I'll have to check them out.
Yeah, you guys should look into it. I just love finding shit like that, because it's like, that's just a fan cam and it's like amazing quality. It's a little clipped, but it's just amazing quality. Of, you know, years ago we never would have saw that match.
Yeah.
And
that's from.
I love watching.
That's from this year.
Yeah, that's from 4 months ago, so March. So boosting his wrestler of the year candidacy. But speaking of my wrestling and I've been watching and my YouTube deep diving, I found this channel, Lampshade Uncensored, and I fucking love this guy. He's posting like insane stuff. A lot of it's like old RF videos, but like he has probably 30 hours of Reckless Youth matches on here. 8 hours of Dino Bambino best of. And just there was an AJ Styles versus Austin Aries match that's not on Cage Match. That's Austin Aries before he was in Ring of Honor. Christopher Daniels in Japan before he's Curryman. Just a lot of shit that like brings me back, nostalgic, and I love it. So I like spend most of my week, if I was watching wrestling, diving in his channel.
Now, is some of the stuff you mentioned, is it like new stuff that, or at least?
I mean, I don't know how new. I don't think it's new. I think it's stuff that like might not have been on the internet before. It might have just been on RF video. But I mean, I don't think how many people are uploading, you know, Dino Bambino stuff.
Yeah, I mean, it just seems weird that an AJ Austin Aries match not on Cage Match? I just wondered if it was like
It's from some random Minnesota show or Wisconsin, wherever Aries is from.
Because I know there's that channel right now on YouTube that's like unearthing a bunch of like new lucha too, and I was like, oh, are we getting like a whole just batch of footage from all across the world right now?
But even that lucha stuff, some of that stuff is like it's new again, like it's been taken off the internet and put back on.
Yeah, well, some of it's like
some of it is new.
Is just new.
Yeah.
And like very big matches that are just new.
Yeah, it's PWO Collisions, the show. It has Lacey versus Rain, which is like happened 1,000 times. Ken Anderson and Sean Devari are on it. And then the main event is AJ Styles versus Austin Aries. It was Mortimer Plumtree, and I couldn't find anyone mentioning that this match took place. I just thought that was cool.
That is cool.
But yeah, that's pretty much everything I watched.
All right, Tanner.
Y'all are gonna be shocked, but well, y'all won't because y'all know what I'm doing. I've watched a lot of wrestling this week. I am currently only 3 matches behind on this year's G1 Climax. That is right. Since last week's show, I have watched nights 2 through 6 in their entire, well, all the block matches. I'm not watching non-tournament matches. Get fucking real. And I've watched 2 out of the 5 block matches from night 7. I haven't been able to finish night 7 yet. But I gotta say, like, it's a good tournament. Like, it does not hold a candle to like some of the best G1 years. Like, not holding a candle to like 03 or 04, not holding a candle to like 2014 through like 2016. But it's been a long time since I've like watched a G1. I think last year I maybe watched a couple of matches from the G1. Maybe, I don't even remember. They left such a little impression on me if I did. But this year's tournament has been really, really fucking solid. And there hasn't been a lot of great, but there's been a lot of good to very good, and there hasn't been a lot of just dog shit, bad, awful doo-doo. So, like, I take that as a win. There are some abysmal matches in it, but it's a much lesser number than I would have guessed through almost 7 nights of the G1. But yeah, I've been really impressed. Like, I've started laying out what my piece is going to look like. Maybe the longest piece ever on the website. I don't know. It's gonna be a lot.
So, are you saying that you are the biggest Jake Lee fan on the podcast?
Well, okay. So let me talk about Jake Lee for just a second. I want to get in front of this right now. He is not a good professional wrestler. In the slightest. I've been saying this since he was in All Japan. Like, unless somebody was just like giving him shit in All Japan, there's a specific Jake Lee versus Jun Akiyama match from All Japan, like 2018, 2019 maybe. That's really fucking good. But I mean, that did not happen. None of the stuff he did with Kento was good. What? Not good. His Noah run, I don't think I watched a single match from his Noah run. So I have, but he was coming out in a monocle and a top hat and a trench coat. So I imagine, just take that as
he was a good looking guy.
Yeah, he was a good looking guy. And he has also brought parts of that gimmick with him to New Japan. Like, he sprays cologne on him before his match, even though he doesn't come out in like the entire getup now. And he's also known as the Smart Bastard in New Japan. Like, this is his official nickname is like Smart Bastard Jake Lee, which, I mean, he has managed to finesse all 3 major promotions in Japan and is probably going to end up winning the IWGP and being like the 7th guy ever to win all 3 major titles in all 3 major promotions. So, I mean, I guess he is smart. But he definitely not the worst wrestler in this tournament. And his matches with Zack Sabre Jr. and Great O'Khan were actively great. Like, I'm not saying it's because of him, but he did not detract from those matches. Like, Zack, I'm getting more and more on the Wrestler of the Year bandwagon every day. I mean, he got a watchable match out of Naito who is literally a husk of a human being in this tournament. It's actually impressive. And then Great Okan has just been like a fucking god in this tournament. So I'm not saying that, but yeah, he's fine. I actively hate him.
So you said Jake Lee isn't the worst in this tournament. I think I know who you're going to say, but please tell me who it is.
Well, so again, this is through 6.5 nights, and I have found I don't have the numbers in front. I haven't done any averaging out, so this is all gut right now. But Callum Newman is just not a good wrestler. And I feel bad. Yep. I did not realize he was actually a child. He's like a fresh 21. Got to be like the youngest guy they've ever had in the G1, I would guess. But man, he has been bad in every match, and I feel bad because I think he's just been taught wrong, and and there are some pieces there that I think could be redeemed. Like, I know there was a clip from the Shingo match that was making the rounds of like him no-selling, flipping out of a DDT, then hitting the Os cutter and pinning Shingo, which makes no fucking sense. But that is far and away his best match in this tournament so far. Like, not even fucking close.
Tanner, can you not be so soft here?
No. I'm just... Listen, no, I feel bad.
Why are you saying no? No, what?
I'm not being... I mean, he's the worst wrestler in this tournament. Although it's not, like, as far as elite as you think. Because Sonata has also been dog shit. But yeah, I think there's still redeeming qualities. Or something redeeming... I think what I know what happened is Ospreay essentially was like, here's my student, make him me, and that is how I assume he's doing it for the paycheck, but he's such a bad Ospreay clone. Like, he's so bad.
Yeah.
I think Will even said something on Twitter. It's like, oh, everybody calling him an Ospreay clone. Okay, he hits all of your signature moves. His tights are literally yours from about 6 or 7 years ago. His finish is yours, and it is still named the Os Cutter. And he's fucking from Essex. I mean, he's a fucking Ospreay clone. I mean,
he's in your stable.
Yeah, literally in your stable or whatever. I mean, he's an Ospreay clone. And I don't think there's anything inherently wrong with that, because I think we talked about it last week or a couple weeks ago. That, I mean, I can like Ospreay. But I think Ospreay can be fun to watch sometimes. But Callum Newman does not have it. But I think he can still be a redeemable wrestler because he is so young. I just think he has been taught how to wrestle poorly. I cannot imagine Will Ospreay is a good or even competent trainer. I just can't, there's no fucking way.
I can't tell you if Callum Newman or Andrade is the youngest G1 wrestler ever, because I can't find a birthday for Callum. But they were both 21. If you guys are curious.
I know Callum turns 22 in August.
Okay, all right. So
yeah, but
is younger. He's the youngest one then.
And Andrade he would have been 21, but 21 for a luchador, he would have had like 7 years experience.
Yeah, I was gonna say
the cage match is telling me that Callum Newman was wrestling for 6 years.
Yeah, Callum's been wrestling for a while.
So maybe he just sucks.
Which is why New Japan's not making him go on an excursion. But I think he's been trained by Ospreay that whole time. So I still think there's a way for him to dig himself out of this hole. Because I had a tweet get quoted by Ospreay a couple years ago where Francesco Akira, whatever the fuck his name is, hit like the worst finisher I've ever seen. And I was like, oh, this is Ospreayism. And Ospreay went on like a tirade about it. But I think Francesco has improved a ton.
Yeah, he's good.
Like, he's actively a good wrestler. So I do think Callum, there is room for Callum to improve. And again, only being 21, like I would feel weird. Like, I mean, again, like, he's obviously been thrown into this situation that he is in no way ready for. But I do have to give New Japan props, though, just booking so many young guys in this tournament. Like this tournament is like full of people making their G1 debuts, or like this is their second or third G1. Like very few like veterans in it, but the veterans that are in it for the most part are like playing their parts very well. So I it's an interesting tournament to watch because I could not tell you who is gonna come out like winning the block. And they're doing their playoffs weirder, so they're taking the top 3 from each block, and then the winner of each block gets a bye, and then the second and third place finisher of each block will wrestle each other. And then the winner of that match is going to wrestle the first place winner of the block, and then the winner of those 2 matches are going to wrestle in the finals. So,
hey man, that sounds stupid as hell.
I don't want to.
What are they doing over there?
I don't want to dive too deep into this, but like, so what age do you decide that you can criticize a wrestler?
Well, I'm not.
No, you did say that like you can't criticize them because 21.
I think your frontal lobe should be fully developed. I don't know.
Okay.
I mean,
well, it's absolutely not going to get fully developed.
Like, I wouldn't want somebody to judge me at
Were you wrestling in the G1
when I was 21? Something. I'm just saying. I think I'm not saying again. He is by far the worst wrestler, or not by far, but he is the worst wrestler in this tournament by not a little bit. But I do think there is still room for him to someday be a competent or even good wrestler. I just think they got.
At what age do you think a wrestler's irredeemable?
I mean, I think context matters. I mean, if you've been wrestling for, I don't know, 10 years and you're still bad, I mean, that's probably something.
So Callum Newman has till he's 25.
Sure. Yeah, that's what I just said. Like, frontal... I mean, he's probably... I don't know. I kind of feel bad for him. Because they're obviously trying to make him this guy, New Japan booking. And I'm sure Ospreay has went to bat for him. And they're like, hey, this guy can just do what I do. And he can, but it fucking sucks. He moves at about 40% of Ospreay's speed and has about 10% of the physicality of Ospreay. And, like... He doesn't bump as well as Ospreay, but like none of these are his strengths.
What are his strengths?
Well, I'm just saying none of those. He needs to find.
So you're saying we've only seen the bad. There's a secret good quality potentially in this person.
I mean, potentially. I don't fucking know. He could just be a shitty wrestler forever. I don't know, but I think being thrown in and being like, "Hey, you have to do our top foreigners act 1 for 1." I mean, I think that's kind of a hard role to fill.
So yeah, I get what you're saying. He's bad. Like, he's not good. He is bad, but also he should not be in this position.
No,
he was dealt a shit hand by being in this. Like, it should just be like they just should have moved TJP up to heavy. Like it should just be TJP in this role, or Francesco Akira.
Yeah, exactly. Like, it should not be Callum.
I don't know. Like, I made the comment about it feels weird to yell at college football players sometimes, but at the same time, just like wrestling, I don't know why. I'm like, if I think a Nick Wayne match sucks, I'm going to say it. I don't care if he's 19. He's on national TV.
I'll say it sucks. Like I said.
Well, I'll say it sucks, and I won't like cushion it with like 3 minutes of talk before and after.
I don't want to cushion it, but I just want to give context.
We have spent equal amounts saying he sucks, but. And then spending equal amounts in the butt.
Yeah, everyone knows everyone knows he's 21. I think he's 21 and he sucks.
Yeah, do with that information what you will.
Yeah.
I will say, like, I'm not sure I'm getting the read on the whole, hey, he's being forced to do a Will Ospreay gimmick when that's his training, right? Like, it doesn't seem like it's forced. It's just what he knows.
And I bet he probably loves it, right? Like, he's definitely a Will Ospreay fan.
Sure, but I mean, that's what's paying for, like, his life right now. Like, if he wasn't doing the Ospreay stuff, I don't think New Japan, or if Ospreay wasn't going to bat for him.
I think this is putting so much on Callum Newman. Like, you're like in his psyche being like, he doesn't really want to wrestle like this, but he knows it pays the bills.
I'm not saying he doesn't want to. I'm just saying it's a shit hand that, like, that is why he is being booked the way he is.
Don't go off the shit hand part. I do want to kind of. He is a Will Ospreay trainee who is very young and impressionable. That's if we're gonna go with, hey, he's young, he shouldn't He's got no frontal lobe. He's got a soft baby head. Like I wouldn't buy into the thought that like this is how he wants to wrestle. Like he's seen the success that Will Ospreay's had. Also, if like that, you want to go into this whole get into his brain, get into his headspace. Like,
and I haven't seen a lot of Callum Newman, but he's doing Will Ospreay poorly, right? Like he's not doing it well.
No, he's not doing it well, but I don't think New Japan cares about that. And I mean, to be, he's over. I mean, it's not like the fans. I'm talking from our weird bubble perspective. He sucks. Nobody in our immediate circle likes him. I get that. I am just speaking from the fact I don't think he has been given time to develop. It's like in NXT, them just rolling out this half-trained person. I know you can say, well, he's been wrestling for 6 years. Okay, who's to say 4 of those years? I mean, so he's been wrestling for since 2018. What fucking British wrestling has there been since 2018? Did he wrestle 3 or 4 times on a fucking trampoline in Essex? Like, I mean, how much wrestling are you doing at 15 years old?
But I just don't think you.
He's wrestling more than Matt Mikowski.
Well, we've already talked about that. That's because Matt works.
If for some reason we were reviewing an NWA show from 3 years ago, would you like talk for 20 minutes about how it's okay if Kerry Morton sucks? I just don't think you would. I don't know why it's weird that you won't say Callum Newman.
I don't even know who Kerry Morton is. So.
That's nuts.
You know what, Matt? It's also
I bet you could kind of figure out who Kerry Morton is, right?
I mean, I'm going to assume Old Morton's son.
Old Morton's son. Okay, yeah.
Old Mort. Old Maury.
So, okay, yeah. So, Matt Mikowski started in 2019 wrestling. And so, Callum has a year on him. And he's wrestled approximately 120 less matches than Callum Newman.
Well, I don't think that's a fair I mean, people can just be good at it. And at the end of the day,
but they can't be bad at it.
At the end of the day, Callum may just suck. He may just suck. But I think essentially going out there and having to do a Will Ospreay cosplay is not the way.
Stop! You're acting like this man has a gun to his head.
No. I'm saying
he's backstage. You better fucking get out there. Do Will Ospreay.
No. I'm saying if he's doing it from his own volition, which he very well could be, I don't believe
he almost certainly is.
This is insane.
A foreign company would give a 21-year-old that much sway.
Are you related to Callum Newman?
No.
What's happening?
I'm just saying.
There is a relationship here that I don't think he's disclosing, so we should move on.
I'm just saying. I think it's unfair to write somebody off.
All right, we need to move on.
Let me tell you about the tag team of the year.
Please.
The Goulias brothers from PWO in, I believe, I actually have no idea. I want to say Austria, but that seems wrong.
All right, now you're just making shit up.
Of Oxy and Vilmos. They had a match against Team Turbulence. The tag team of Tornado and Torpedo. Great stuff. You cannot really find... You can find 2 other matches from Goulias Brothers from this year, but also in PWO and on the same show as each other. Part of a tournament sort of thing. But this match whips. Like, this is just some old school stuff. This feels like a throwback... almost outsiders team. Like, this felt very Walter and Dragster coded. That Goulias brothers. And that match is a hoop. You should all go check it out. I think if we can get more footage of those guys, I will be talking about them at the end of the year, without a doubt.
I looked up one of the brothers right away, and the first cage match for you says hot young bull of a wrestler, and I don't love that.
You know what? I stand by it. I stand by my review.
Oh, yeah, that's it. Okay, there you go.
Concrete 1992 wrote this.
Oh, man. Do you know how old these guys are? Are you allowed to talk about them? I'm sorry, go on.
Oh my fucking god! I just saw something in the Discord.
You know what? I was gonna say something that might have been an issue. They've been wrestling for a few years. I believe. So like equal to Callum Newman, for sure. they have wrestled since 2018, so they're in the same boat, but they're good. And we can have fully formed opinions and say, hey, this one match, good. I've decided they're good, period. PWO, Austria. It is Austria. Wow, look at me go. But yeah, you can't really find anything else they do online, which is a huge bummer. My hope is they get, frankly, booked in WXW, because at least they record everything.
It looks like they
left a huge
It
impression.
looks like they've been in WXW.
Well,
Or at
they gotta
least-
be in it 2024, because
Yeah.
I'm not going back.
Yeah, I'd say not recently.
October 2023 might as well not exist.
I get it.
That's true. A lot of people say that about that month and year combo.
Is there something else that happened October 2023, Tanner, that I don't remember?
No, it's just that year.
Oh, just a bit. Just a bit.
Yeah. So I
All
do
right.
those from time to time. Sorry.
I know. I also watched Alice Inc. versus Jessie J from PWO as well. They said Alice Inc. has wrestled in Stardom. Is that true? I did not look that up. I'm not talking to the biggest Stardom fans in the world here, though.
She has some good matches there.
Really?
Yeah,
Wow.
I don't want to name them
And
off right
it was
now,
from
but
Dan.
we all know them.
There's no fucking way Dan knows that.
Hey, she's only 21. All her matches are good.
Y'all took away
she-
the wrong message from what I was trying to say, but whatever.
She has confirmed
We
in
all-
Stardom
Wow.
as the
Yeah.
You know what,
Scandinavian
Dan?
Hurricane, which is a sweet ass name.
That is a really cool name. That's great. That's great. She is. I don't know if she's good. I would almost say she's probably not good, but this match is still fun. You don't usually see folks that wrestle kind of like this raw. Like, the edges are not sanded down from either wrestler. Alice Inc. is throwing wacky strikes over the place that are not always hitting, but when they hit, they rock. And Jessie J feels like kind of faux MMA at times, but she also has a vibe, which is not something you get from a ton of wrestlers. Just a really fun match.
Sam, I think they upload
Yeah.
everything just really slowly.
What, PWO?
Yeah, I think they upload all of their shows just really slowly because they've only done 4 shows this year and they've uploaded 2 of them.
Yes. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
Give the guys time.
Well, all I'm saying is they don't wrestle a bunch, period.
Oh yeah.
So there's not a whole lot to rip from here.
Maybe they'll be in a Tag Fest or whatever the fuck WXW does.
All the matches they've had in PWO this year have appeared online.
I'm gonna have to tell Klaus Weber to run more shows.
Let me get in touch with the folks at Hungarian Championship Wrestling.
There
Because
we go. I'm always saying that.
I'm assuming Goliath versus Blood Money has to be good, which is the tag team of Chris Dice and Stab. So that...
Is that 2 B's on Stab?
No, just one, unfortunately. I have 2 matches online from that show, but not... sorry. Anyway, last match I am going to mention that I watched this week. Jordan versus Matthew Justice from Time Bomb Pro from March. I did not know Jordan was Estonian Thunderfrog. Sorry to dox him. But thank you, Cage Match, for giving me this information. Jordan's he's fine. He's not a bad wrestler. I'd like to see more of him against good professional wrestlers. Unfortunately, they're not coming to Time Bomb.
Does he do the superhero thing? Or no?
No, he does a faux Muay Thai thing.
Oh, okay.
It's weird. I like the look. He does weird faces. It rocks. That is what I've been watching this week. I've gone down a rabbit hole of Eastern European wrestling to some extent. So let's dig deeper in there.
I'm trying
Yeah,
to see.
I've
I'm trying to
been-
pull up my messages. I messaged. It might have been Hungarian Championship Wrestling. One of those Eastern European companies. I messaged asking for footage, and they're like, "You'll have to come here."
Oh man, Hungarian Championship Wrestling, like such great production on their YouTube videos. But God forbid I actually want to watch this show. Like, what's the point? Who are you doing this for? Anyway, Chris, what have you been watching?
Well, like Sam, I've been watching a lot of PWO. I've been talking to my good friends Phil and Jetlag and Loss.
I get it.
You guys like that one?
I liked it. I liked it.
All right. I haven't watched a ton that I want to talk about at this moment. I watched what we watched before Big Tech silenced us on the Violent People stream. And then I am in the Lucha Mines for my very late June Lucha Roundup post that will be posted in August. But I am also at the same time watching stuff from July. So I will be like very, very much killing two birds with one stone. Like, instead of binging everything like in a few days like I kind of have been, I'm kind of laying it rock. But right now there's just like a lot of IWRG that's not making the cut, that like tag matches that is, like, some of them will probably be in honorable mentions. Like, yeah, this Noisy Boy versus Toxine and some other guys are in the tag.
I think
We'll
about
make
you
it.
every time I'm watching IWRG and I skip a match halfway through.
Yep. And just think that I watched all of it.
That's what I always think. I'm like, he can't do this. That sucks.
Braver than
And
the
so-
truth is what I'm constantly saying about Chris.
That the June will be posted by next week's episode time, and then July will probably come the week after.
That's a strong commitment.
Yeah.
I love it.
One match that will not make the cut, but was pretty fun. Wotan versus Rayman. I don't think it was like, it's not on Cage Match. It didn't even have like a poster on Lucha DB. So I can't even like begin to figure out like what the promotion was, but it's on YouTube. But it's like one of the first unmasked Wotan matches I've seen, and it's not top tier Wotan. Unfortunately, he does lose a little bit of aura without the mask, which it makes sense because that is one of the coolest masks ever. It's a shame that he lost it, but he is still an ass kicker, and that's a match with a lot of interference and a lot of just beating the shit out of each other. But like this June, not like a ton made like my short list, but even with like the boring ass IWRG, like the other stuff I'm going through, there's other like ass kicking stuff that, I'm sorry, Wotan, I love you, and I'm going to watch another Wotan match that maybe will make the cut. But like, there's multiple Demus matches. I got some Sadika, plus like the like freelance tag, and there's a Blue Panther tag, and this is a crowded month. So sick match, but will not make the cut. But shout out to Wotan the Goat.
Is it promotion Mona? Is that a promotion? That's what Mas Lucha calls it.
Was from
June?
June 1st.
I don't know. Like, it went on Monster Lucha like 2 weeks after that. June 13th.
It's from like Arena GDL, I think.
Yeah, that's where it's from.
Okay. I just had the arena in my notes. So it might be Muna. But yeah, fun match. And with that, I think we're ready to go to our big top.
Woo! Play the music.
Big top.
Standing in the Hall of Fame.
I'm gonna back up a little bit. I'd like to confirm I was not in PWO's inbox. I was in the Norwegian Wrestling Federation's inbox. No luck.
Was there a specific reason?
That
Something you were looking for?
I can't tell you. It was months ago. That and I'm trying to get some Norwegian footage. I'm trying to get some 2CW footage. That's the two things I'm on right now.
That 2CW guy. God
Bob.
damn it.
Bob won't give me a fucking thing.
Bob,
He won't even tell
son
me
of a
no,
bitch.
though. He always says, let me look into it. He's told me that like 4 times.
I'm going to have to reach out to the fucking former promoter.
Maybe he doesn't know how
Josh,
to
who
put
owns a
video
Wii.
online.
He owns a dispensary 20 minutes away from my house with Ben Hameen. All those 2CW heads know what I'm talking about.
Yes, sir.
Weed?
Weed?
Yeah.
No weed?
Sorry,
Yeah,
I feel like I
Bob-
took us off the
Hey.
big top, but I looked that up, and I also made me think about fucking Bob cooling, and I was like, that's gonna piss Sam off. How many times he hasn't told me no, but won't give me footage?
That's crazy. I'm actually sitting on the whole 2CW.
He is.
library right now.
He claims he has
Shut
every show.
No, I am. I
Well,
have it.
can I buy it from you?
Yeah, we'll talk later.
All right.
Yeah,
That's further than I've got with Bob.
I've got all these boxes of tapes labeled QCW right next
Yeah.
to me.
I actually have
Just shut the hell up.
I have the best of
Shut
Cheech and Cloudy.
Anyway,
Wait, I got you, Chris. Here we go. Big top.
last week we introduced the Violent People Hall of Fame.
Standing
And-
in the Hall of Fame.
Not as good as I did it. I'm sorry.
Hit it one time then for us.
Standing in the Hall of Fame, yeah. Voodoo, and the world's gonna know your name. Anyway, we had you, the listeners, and the Violent People community vote based on our 20 nominees. Decide who the 10 will be enshrined in these hallowed halls.
Yeah. Also, shout out for everybody that voted.
Yeah, we had 57 voters,
57 ballots turned in.
which is nuts. Great turnout, and so we decided for our follow-up episode we would just unveil the inaugural class and give our thoughts and our feelings. Because
I'm excited.
I
Gives me some
think
emotions.
We've
I
all been
think
playing it real cool with the DMs and the Discord. We're all really happy about everything.
yeah, everyone's really happy.
Now,
I think.
should we mention before we start naming? So the 10 that don't make it are going to be ineligible for 2 Hall of Fame drafts. So essentially a year before they can go back on the ballot, because we plan on doing this probably twice a year. Also, the person with the least amount of their picks in the top 10 has to review 1 match each from the other 3 co-hosts.
Yes, and we did decide like 30-minute maximum, right? Because we
I think we said.
I think we said 20.
I think we said. Yeah, I think we said.
okay,
I was like, I have a
'Cause-
20-minute match picked out already. I went to the exact limit.
okay. Because we said we can't give each other MJF Broadways.
Yeah.
Even though, like, I'm sure Sam, if he is the loser here, would be thrilled to watch that match finally.
It'd be a blessing.
You should watch it.
23. No, don't say that. Why would you say that? That is deeply messed up of you to say.
Well, I think we need to reveal who actually made it in.
Yeah. So we decided we were going to start from the top, starting with who made it, because I think everyone just assumes that the number one vote getter, the headliner for this year's class, is Terry Funk, the number one overall pick. Kind of a no-brainer. Terry Funk is in this here Hall of Fame.
Yeah, 53 out of 57 ballots Funk made it on, which is both nuts for how many he made it on, and also he did not make it on 4 of them.
Are we doxing those 4 people, or is that later?
No, yeah, that's later.
So, look, if you want the nominees, they'll be in the description, so that you can see who at least was nominated.
Yes.
Build up that tension.
But yeah, I mean, first overall draft pick, also headliner of the class, I think. I mean, yeah, no qualms about this one.
Yeah, I think we'll talk about everything in the wrap up here. I think that's where we're going to the beef of the discussion. He was obviously my pick at 1-1. But I think Dan and Chris also mentioned they would have picked him first overall.
Yeah, I was gonna say, did you ever consider anyone else?
No. Once I knew I had number 1, I was like, all right, let's look at round 2. Not a lot of effort needed to be made there. He checks all the boxes. We'll talk about it, but yeah, he had too much going for him not to be number 1.
All right, number 2, a Tanner pick with 44 ballots of the 57. Genichiro Tenryu.
Yup, hell yeah.
Tanner, take it away.
Well, you just said we were going to save discussion until the end, but obviously Tenryu, I think, is honestly kind of surprised me. He finished 2. Like, I thought he was pretty much a shoo-in for top 10, but I kind of shocked that he finished 2 on this list. But yeah, just like one of the baddest motherfuckers to ever step in the ring. My choice in 2016 for greatest wrestler ever, and I'm gonna guess in 2 years he will probably be my number 2. But just one of the best wrestlers to ever live, and on top of that, I don't know, it embodied violence in a non-deathmatch way most of the time. He did a few death matches, but yeah, I mean, no notes. Hell yeah.
No, I don't have the ballot in front of me. Was that your first round pick?
No, I
didn't think so.
I got Tenryu in the fourth round.
Fourth round.
Yeah.
Oof.
Yeah.
Yeah, value pick.
Yeah. Huge value pick.
Yeah, I think when I was talking about, hey, save discussion today, more so meaning like for the broader topics of discussion that would be useful to have all of the wrestlers in the class available. But yeah,
sure. I gotcha.
Yeah, Tenryu definitely deserving to be in this inaugural class. It's wild that he made it to the 4th round, but again, he is one of the greats, and
he's my Tom Brady.
I don't like that. Actually, move on.
In 3rd place, finishing just 1 vote behind Tenryu, is pretty obvious he would make the Violent People Hall of Fame. Jay Briscoe, another Tanner pick, his 1st round pick.
Yeah, so Jay Briscoe was my 1st round pick. He would have been my number 1 no matter if I was overall number 1. I would have picked Jay. Just as we're picking people that embody violent people, like the fucking website. I mean, come on. But yeah, like again, just one. I said it when I drafted them last week. Just one of the best to ever do it. Maybe one half of the best tag team ever. And just embodied it in such a way. It seemed like a no-brainer pick. I was actually kind of shocked nobody else was on the same wavelength with that one. I do know we had a little bit of discussion about, it seems weird for Jay to get nominated and not Mark, not them together, but that's how this works. We're not doing tag teams.
My number 1 was Terry and my number 2 was Jay.
Sure.
I just randomly watched Jay and Mark versus Kenta and Marufuji from Glory by Honor, I don't know, 05, 06, whenever that was. And it's just like, he's the fucking man. Like, just from the second he comes through the curtain, he's the man.
Yeah. And it was pretty apparent from, like, the time he debuted, too.
Speaking of literal child, like, he always has been cool since he was, 18.
Yeah. So, yeah. Hell yeah, Jay. I also, again, knew he was a shoo-in for this list. Like, I had no doubt in my mind he would not make the top 10.
At number 4, a Dan pick with 38 ballots. Atsushi Onita.
Now
we're not mad.
I would say I'm a little mad though because he did get us banned, possibly from Twitch.
Probably.
So it's like
I'm still, the jury's still out on that.
No, Onita's the fucking man. I mean, he innovated all the crazy shit that you're thinking of. I was just talking about going through Cage Match and finding out how much him and Mike Awesome been in the ring together, and all those matches fucking rule. The thing that we got stopped watching by Twitch was a fucking explosion match in a pool. But yeah, barbed wire, blood, explosions. Like, what's not to love? Also wrestling next month, right?
Yeah.
Allegedly.
Every episode. We gotta start circling this on the calendar, folks.
It needs watched.
That may have to be the big top that week.
It's the only thing we talked about that week, actually. No banter.
No intro. No song.
Yes.
Just start the show with the opener.
The opener is, I'm sorry, all 4 of them died. This is really dark.
Jesus. Man.
Bombs away.
All right. And from Dan's back-to-back picks from the first and second rounds, 1 vote behind Onita, 37 ballots, Necro Butcher.
These were my first 2 picks, and I just never... I didn't know what would happen. That's my picks, but I knew these 2 would make it. I mean, if we were nominating matches to be in a Hall of Fame, Butcher Joe would be on there, and Butcher would have, like, 7 more matches that could possibly make it.
Oh yeah, I'm thinking of like 5 or 6 off the fucking dome. I would have like first ballot we were doing matches.
I think it might have been Phil Schneider. Someone on Twitter recently said like that his top 10 matches can compete with anyone in the history of wrestling.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Like no notes, nothing in front of me. Yeah, I can agree with that.
Yeah.
Number
highlighting going on.
the 6th person inducted into the Violent People.
Chris, hold on just a second before you start. I mean, okay, you can go.
With 34 ballots, the 6th person inducted into the Violent People Hall of Fame. Let's not get this audio taken down like our Twitch. It's John Cena. It's a Tanner pick.
Yeah. Listen, you gotta appeal to the freaks. They know ball.
Appealing to the normies.
No, you gotta know ball.
The most famous wrestler of the last 20 years.
Yeah, well, listen. Also the 3rd best overall on this list, so.
You're fucking insane.
I hate it.
Is this now? I assume this is what you're mad at me about, right, Sam?
No.
Oh.
No, I think I know what Sam's mad at you about, but I'm going to be mad at Sam for being mad at you about it.
Oh man, I was sure it was this because I know that I did it to us. I know that I shouldn't have made a big deal about John Cena. It's just
But
such
here's the
a
thing.
dumb pick.
Here's the thing, Dan. I don't think you did because we had a lot of people vote before they even listened to the episode, and Cena was getting votes extremely early. So I don't.
Yeah,
I don't think
I'm
it
looking at.
was-
He's on a lot of these early ballots. You're right.
I don't think it was an anti-you agenda, but I mean,
It was just dumbasses.
again,
Like,
we wanted
plain
a
simple.
violent.
The listeners are dumb. Exactly. We wanted a violent people representing. You know what? If 3 out of the 4 founders say not it, feels like enough to say not it.
Maybe you 3 don't know ball. I don't know. Obviously not. He finished 6th, and it wasn't even. I mean, it's not even close. He has never, from the first day of ballots, was never even possible that he would drop out of the top 10. People know ball.
I disagree. I disagree.
It's just so funny to see the person below him.
Yeah, the person below him. My first pick from the draft. My first pick that I made in the draft, and my first that I've had represented. 7th person in the Hall of Fame, Antonio Inoki. 33 ballots, 1 behind John Cena.
That's so good. That's
Antonio
so fucking good.
Inoki.
I mean, Cena is. I mean, listen, Antonio Inoki couldn't have had that match with Umaga, but Cena could have wrestled.
He could have.
No,
I think we've had a lot of evidence that he could have very well had that.
No,
match
Inoki
with
couldn't.
Umaga.
Inoki couldn't have had that match with Umaga, but Cena could have had the squash with Vader. I'll leave it at that.
When you say it like that, I think they're very similar wrestlers in a lot of ways.
Honestly, Cena and Inoki.
When you say that, I'm like, no, they very well both could have done those matches. Like,
I don't
feel
think Inoki
confident.
Inoki couldn't have got that match out of Umaga.
You're
I
nuts.
so vehemently disagree, and it's a real not supposed to be a slight to Cena even, but like that's where Inoki's skill set is really like.
You think
Primed
Inoki's?
for.
You think Inoki's skill set is in a last man standing match?
I think Inoki's skill set is great against a monster. I think like that's where he really shines in a lot of cases against like almost an outside entity.
Sure. I don't think the Rumble match would have been. The Rumble match couldn't have been that. Maybe the New Year's Revolution match could have been that, but not the Rumble match.
He's you know, I don't even have the energy. I'm sorry.
You know, I never thought about it, but like very clearly, the most similar wrestler John Cena of these 20 is Inoki.
Yeah, 100%.
I would never have thought about that until you said that. I'm like, yeah, he is.
Yeah, once Taylor starts saying like Cena could have had the Vader's crush, I was like, you know what? Inoki definitely could have done the Lesnar match.
Well, sure. That's because the Lesnar match and the Vader match are the same match.
I don't know if you're doing a bit now.
Let me know. Let me know when John Cena fights Muhammad Ali.
Hey, let me know when John Cena's dead.
Oh, fuck.
That's one step above Inoki he got. Alive. Thriving.
Is Inoki dead?
Yeah.
Yes.
Don't sound incredulous. We've had a lot of like rough calls on this
Like,
show.
But he's been dead for a couple of years.
Are you holding that against there are multiple dead wrestlers that have been mentioned already.
Nah, just Inoki.
Fuck you. 8th.
2022 hasn't even been a full 2 years.
Okay,
Oh,
again, it's not like it happened last week. You said don't sound incredulous. It happened 2 years ago. One of the biggest wrestlers in Japan ever died.
We've made some mistakes. Tanner, if you can't own up to
I
it.
never have. Not me.
Next wrestler.
No, sir.
This one's from Dan. Yoshihiro Takayama.
Shouldn't have made it.
Whoa.
That's an insane fucking take. I
Whoa.
don't understand that take.
What's your issue with Takayama?
This is the inaugural. class. This is, you only get one first class. Takayama is great. He would eventually make it in. I feel very confident in that, and I feel like he should make it in eventually. I don't feel comfortable with him making it in over some other wrestlers that do not make it in.
I don't know what the fuck you want me to do. He was my last pick.
Yeah, you seem like you really kind of threw it out there too.
He was the last pick of the thing, I think, right? Yeah. So I mean,
he was last overall.
Tenryu out here talking about Parf, Bigfoot, all that jazz,
and I just yelled Takayama, and I was probably thinking of Don Fry. So it's like I'm not even thinking of fucking wrestling, but. And I'm gonna be honest. If I was to rank the people that made in, he would be. What is he, number 8?
Yeah, I would have him at 7.
I would have him at 9.
I'd have him above Cena for sure.
As quality as a quality of wrestler over this, or just in terms of violence?
I might have him.
Oh, both.
8.
In terms of violence, he's like top 3. I mean that. Yeah, I think he's 3 on this list.
I mean, there are multiple people that didn't make it that I would have on my list. I did have on my list above Takayama. I'm just not offended he's on it.
We're gonna be talking about some politics here in a little bit.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
and it's gonna get geared around.
Yeah, Sam has a little bit of a project he wants to lay on the table.
Anyone else want to talk about Takayama? Maybe in a more positive light.
I think he absolutely deserves to be on this, and also first ballot. I'd put Takayama on this list over Inoki every day of the fucking week. I'd also put Takayama on this list before Cena. I just want to make that clear, but
you didn't.
You picked him.
Well, you have to know ball. You people.
No, it sounds like I had to
win the game.
I did not select with my heart. I selected with fucking, I don't know, Moneyball. What the hell are we doing here?
Yeah, that's how you win.
Okay, so the goal was winning, not having the best class possible. Understood.
I think
we heard it here first.
I did both. So I don't understand what the issue is.
All right, Takayama's good. Next Hall of Famer.
So with the same amount of ballots as Takayama, 28. I don't think I mentioned that.
Yeah, we should also mention that's like less than half the ballots too. So,
our 9th inductee is another one of mine, Jun Kasai, another innovator of violence, the king of the razor board deathmatch. I mean, what can you say? One of the freakiest looking wrestlers ever, with all the scars he's accumulated throughout the years in his death matches. Just a god. Like, Big Japan, Freedom, CZW. Like, he is a violent person, and his body has endured so much violence and glass and razors and barbed wire. And I feel like he was kind of on the cusp. Like, he was a guy I kind of threw out there. But I'm like not surprised he made it at all.
Yeah, I have some thoughts to share about it, but I want the rest. Obviously, absolutely deserves to be first ballot Violent People Hall of Famer. But I also have some qualms I would like to get to, but I would like our 10th place finisher to be revealed first.
All right, and 10th place. We could have had a tie situation. It got very close at the end. Like I said, Takayama and Jun Kasai had 28 ballots. Yuki Ishikawa had 20. I just spoiled it. Yeah, Yuki Ishikawa had 27. and the two people just sitting outside had 26. So we were very close to a tie situation.
Yeah, this morning I actually posted in the Discord. I'm like, hey, we have over 50 ballots, but one ballot can change like the whole top 10 or the bottom of the top 10. Because as of this morning, 8th through 11th place was a tie. Or no, 9th through 11th place. So if that would have happened, I mean, it was literally anybody's game up until like the final hours of voting.
I'm happy Ishikawa made it. I think he is representative of a style I think resonates with a lot of folks at Violent People / one of the kind of styles that I think a lot of us appreciate. So I am happy with someone that achieves that. So that's kind of where I land on Ishikawa.
And I think we'll kind of speak our pieces on the runners up. I think I'm going to go more rapid fire, and we will talk about them more in depth. But
Please do.
that is the inaugural class: Terry Funk, Genichiro Tenryu, Jay Briscoe, Atsushi Onita, Necro Butcher, John Cena, Antonio Inoki, Yoshihiro Takayama, Jun Kasai, and Yuki Ishikawa. And then 11th place with 26 ballots, we had Sam had Dean Rasmussen and LA Park. 23 ballots, Dan had Megumi Kudo. I, with 20 ballots each, I had New Jack. Tanner had Demus. 18 ballots. Dan had Ian Rotten. 15 ballots. I had Zandig. 14 ballots. Sam had 2 Cold Scorpio. 13 ballots. I had Black Terry. And then 2 ballots, Tanner, with BIGLAV.
Hell yeah.
That's Parv.
Nope, just the process of BIGLAV.
No Lucha.
No Lucha.
Yeah,
Wait, I got one question for Chris. Do you think if you had come out with all of the monthly Lucha roundups, if we had more Lucha pieces on the site, that we would have had one luchador in the class?
No.
Okay.
yeah.
People are just
I don't
racist
think
to do their bones.
Do we want to say who lost?
Oh, yeah,
who's
we
going to
should
have
probably
to
mention that,
review the
yeah.
matches?
Okay.
Yeah, if it's not obvious by now, I lost.
Yeah.
I lost in a big way.
The total votes is interesting, though, if you're not Chris.
Let's do it. So, last place, Chris, 109. Third place,
Guy talking a lot of
Tanner.
game.
143.
Yeah, BIGLAV
Second
killed me
place.
there.
Second place, yeah, Parv's not popular. Dan at 144, and then first me at 146.
Yeah,
So-
so if it wasn't obvious, so Sam only had 2 people make the top 10. He had 1 in 10. But then what really helped Sam in total points, because it came down to a tiebreaker, because I had 3 make it in, Dan had 3 make it in, and then Sam and Chris had 2 each. But the tiebreaker really came with Sam having 1 in 10, and then also 11 and 12, where Chris had 7 and 9, and then Chris didn't have anybody else till 14. So yeah, kind of hurt Chris there.
The Black Terry vote total is really depressing.
It is.
The Black Terry one is the one I'm most sad about. Like I thought he would be the Lucha guy that would have got in, to be honest.
And
Yeah.
take out Takayama and put in Black Terry. I'm not going to complain.
Well, we can't. And now,
Oh wait, I
as
would
we
lose
mentioned,
then, right? Never mind. I would complain.
and then, as we mentioned at the top of the show, 11th through 20th place are ineligible to be drafted for the next 2 Hall of Fame drafts. So it will be at least a year before we can draft Dean, L.A. Park, Megumi Kudo, New Jack, Demus, Ian Rotten, Zandig, Two Cold Scorpio, Black Terrier, BIGLAV again.
Crazy.
Which seems nuts. I am shocked that no... Let me ask y'all this. Y'all think if we only had one Lucha guy on the ballot, you think all the Lucha votes would have went to the one Lucha guy? Like if Demus and Black Terry was off, do you think L.A. Park would have ended up making this list? Because he's pretty close anyways.
Oh, that's interesting.
No.
Oh, okay.
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
No. I think also the thought of them not being able to vote for 2 luchadors boggles my mind. To pick, I can only pick one Mexican. Like that just brings me to my fucking knees.
I hope they didn't
to
think about it like that.
I
will say there are a lot of Black Terry.
You have to assume if that's the split.
There's a lot of Black Terry ballots without Park.
Yeah, I was about to say I'm looking at one without Park.
Like, I mean, there's already, if you have 2, there's already enough that Park would have gone on. But we don't know that those people would have, if you took away Terry, if they would have put Park in.
But yeah, here's like Park Demus. There's Black Terry Demus. Like there's plenty people who have luchadors that have multiple luchadors.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm looking. There are 5 ballots that Black Terry is on, but L.A. Park is not. At a quick glance.
Can you call those people up real fast and see how they would have voted?
Sure, yeah. I mean, I don't care. It wasn't my guys. I am shocked no Lucha made it in. That does seem like...
What gets me is the people that didn't do 10 people, because it's like, to me, 17 or 18 of these guys should be in the Hall of Fame. So it's crazy to me to be like, I only want to use 1 or 4 of my votes.
Yeah, I do agree with that. So we had one ballot that literally only had one wrestler on it.
Yeah.
We had several...
No, wait, can you dox them?
I mean, I don't want to. I don't want to say who.
There's Garrett.
There's Garrett. Yeah. But like,
it's okay. He voted for Terry Funk.
I doxed Timothy Thatcher. I can dox Garrett.
Yeah, I guess that's true. But like, literally, like the second ballot we got only had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 guys on it. I mean, we got a 4, a 6. I mean, so many of these didn't have a full 10 on it. Like, if there was a way to make the form where you had to pick 10 people, I wonder if we would have got less votes, or if...
Well, I can't imagine anyone clicking on it, and then when they were forced to vote for more people, being like, I'm out of here.
Dude, wrestling fans are weird.
That's true.
I thought... I'm going to be honest, when I made the Google form and said pick 10, I did not expect to get messages asking if you had to vote for 10 people. Like, that didn't even cross my mind. I thought pick 10. Pick 10.
We've got some baseball hall-ass curmudgeons in here.
That is true. I'm surprised we didn't get a blank ballot.
But also, it doesn't work like that, folks. There's not percentages here. People don't need to cross a threshold.
Well, no, they do, because I mean they needed to make the top 10, or else they're ineligible for 2 drafts.
I do.
Yeah, but they don't need to make a certain percentage of the ballots.
Sure. Yeah.
Can I dox the 2 people that voted for BIGLAV?
You can and should.
Perhaps the two biggest ball knowers of all.
I agree.
Simon and Nightmare.
Yep. The only 2 that truly get it.
It's be clear. Simon also did say I voted for it to make the Hall of Fame worse, which I do appreciate.
Simon said that in private, so I don't think you should really be digging up private messages like that.
Also, Tanner, you never said these are going to be private ballots.
Yeah, why are people assuming that?
Gotta make that very clear.
You asked for their handle.
Yeah, I didn't want people voting twice.
Just ask for their government name.
People wouldn't have voted.
I don't care. I need to get their social security numbers.
Okay, well,
last 4 social security. That's the next one.
When we do this in January, I'll ask for last 4 social. I don't know what that means for our international listeners that voted, but
it means
we just need some tax ID numbers.
Get a visa. Come over here.
Yeah.
Do you get a social security number when you?
Yeah, commit voter fraud.
I don't know, American citizen, Sam. Just like our voters who don't like luchadors.
All right.
It is. Also, I really thought Megumi Kudo as the only
So
woman on
mad.
here was a shoo-in.
The freaks let me down.
That shocks me less. That shocks
Yeah.
me less.
Really?
How often are we talking about women's wrestling on this podcast?
The Discord talks about that bullshit all the time.
I'm
I'm
basing it not
surprised.
based on us. I'm basing it on the Discord.
Yeah, because we do have a very strong like Joshi fandom
Yeah.
within the community.
Especially like classic Joji. Like I don't know, it kind of surprises me that she didn't make it.
Do we think someone else would have? Do we think like if Aja Kong got selected, like she makes it if she's the one?
Yeah.
I really considered Aja Khan.
Yeah, Aja Kong was in consideration for me as well. I definitely think she makes it.
I think next one's going to be interesting. Tanner will say a WWE wrestler that makes my blood boil.
No,
I think that's
Cena's really
Is Randy
doing
Orton
it.
getting in the hall?
Oh, he's going to select Randy.
He's
He's going to
the
say
Undertaker
this
getting in the hall.
No.
You know, Kane
John
has
deserved
committed
it.
a lot of violent acts.
John deserved it.
Remember what he did to Katie Vick?
now. He's going to select Goldberg and say he's not WWE.
Oh, well, hold
That's
on. Well,
WCW.
Hold on. Are you saying Goldberg doesn't belong in this Hall of Fame?
Oh, he's picking Goldberg.
Yeah, we are. I knew
what
this.
planet
I knew this
does
already.
Cold Scorpio get in and Goldberg doesn't?
Too Cold Scorpio did not get in.
Well, what?
Do you think he didn't get in because I immediately brought up that he is a criminal?
I mean, if
Alleged?
anything, that should have got him in.
I'm kind of surprised. I'm not surprised New Jack was a runner-up, but surprised he only got on 20 ballots.
I'm surprised Zandig only got on 15.
I guess our listeners just aren't bringing it back to 99 like I thought they were.
I mean, I did see multiple people in the Discord earlier doing that trend you were talking about, Chris, saying I did my birthday and it ended in 2007, and I had a visceral reaction. I almost kicked them from the server.
When I look at these results, is like when I was doing my list, when I was selecting wrestlers, I didn't necessarily like pull from the big board. It wasn't necessarily like my top 5 folks. I definitely was considerate of, hey, I want more variety of folks I'm selecting because I want, hopefully, our Hall of Fame to represent a variety of wrestling, because that's what Violent People is to me, is variety off the beaten path a lot of the times, hopefully. Smeared in blood, if possible. What were you folks hoping from Violent People Hall of Fame when you were selecting folks, or just like hoping the results would show?
I mean, I'm not mad at our top 10 in any shape, form, or fashion. Like, yeah, like if I was to pick 10 wrestlers off the cuff to make a Violent People Hall of Fame, like, yeah, I would probably have like 7 of these people, maybe 8, in heavy consideration. So I mean, I do think there is a variety here, but like I know, like we said at the beginning, like, oh, we want it to be like representative of what Violent People is or are. And I think for the most part, I mean, I actually think 100% this list does that. Like just based off like what people in our community like and what they talk about and who gets a lot of hype. Like, I mean, yeah, I think our top 10. I think we have just pure ass beaters. We have deathmatch guys. We have a shoot style guy. We have a guy that was the ace of WWE for 20 years.
We've got we've got icons like Funk and Inoki.
Yeah. I mean, we just have guys that beat the shit out of people like Takayama and Tenryu. I mean, I can't really complain about it. I mean, I would have liked one of the Lucha guys to make it on here. And I do think it would have been cool.
Who would you take off to put a luchador on?
I can think of who I'd take off.
I would honestly, I would probably take off Ishikawa to put Park. Probably, yeah. would be my answer. I'd probably also put Demus on there before Ishikawa. But I think Ishikawa's a great pick, and I think Ishikawa totally deserves to be in this, but that's personally what I would do.
I would definitely take Takayama off. Like, I would, no question.
Should I write something about Black Terry?
Sure.
Maybe. Chris, I was thinking as seeing the ballots come in and like Black Terry not being on there. I mean, Black Terry's had a decent amount of footage this year, I believe. I think.
Well, not really this year. In years past, he has. He hasn't. Like,
I'm also saying decent, like 3.
I think Tanner also mentioned there's someone that was born 2007 in our Discord.
Yes.
The period that
I
Black Terry
don't
was
think a lot of
hot.
people know who he is, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, he was before their time, and also occupies this weird space where we're not really talking about 2010's IWRG as much as we used to.
As much as we need to find people 2010s.
that's true. That is
You're telling
true.
me. You're telling me.
That's true. I really need to start this agenda. This is get him ready for when he's eligible for next Hall of Fame. Get him ready for
for the first
VP
one in 2010s.
2010s.
He'll be eligible again.
Yeah, I think for me, like, I was definitely looking for like world travelers as well when doing this. Folks that are either representative of a style or wrestled a large amount of styles, wrestled maybe pioneers of a type of wrestler, if not specifically a style of wrestling. Yeah, I'm okay with this 10.
I think it's a
Not
good,
having Lucha here feels very sour
Yes.
and doesn't feel at one with what we're doing. And I don't know how to square that.
Now, also, I mean, I do want to say, like, yes, there was no Lucha guys on here. 2 of the 3 Lucha guys we picked are hardcore indie Lucha guys. Like, these aren't guys that have ever been in, like, CMLL or AAA or, like, these world traveling types. Or like even have a lot available if you're not looking for it. Like okay, LA Park is a little bit of a different case, but like Demus and Black Terry are kind of, I don't want to say fringe, but like,
Just so you know,
if we would,
both of those guys have wrestled for CMLL. But
okay,
I
get
mean,
what I'm saying, though.
I get what you're saying. I just would hope that if you're, I thought people of our
But also
site would know every one of these people except maybe, Dean or BIGLAV.
I think there was Lucha people we probably could have called out that would have got on this list. That would have made the top 10.
Now, I don't think Demus would have been in my top 5 of luchadors to pick.
What if we do our
Just
next
'cause you have
draft is like a Lucha supplemental draft, but only like one person gets in. We each pick like 2 or 3 luchadors. Is that too pandering to Lucha?
It's a little pandering.
All right.
Yeah, I think it's a little like I do like.
But
I mean,
also, like,
Goldberg's gonna get in over every luchador.
Yeah,
That
that is my concern also. It's like,
We found
at
out
some
that
point,
we got the Figure 4 Weekly / VOW crowd voting.
I don't think that's true. This top 10 is not that egregious.
I mean, from the wrestlers we gave them, it kind of is. I mean, I guess Kasai and Ishikawa. But I don't know. I mean, like, I don't know. It's not like they were. It's like the most popular of these wrestlers got in, basically, almost.
I'm just saying. I think there are luchadors we could have picked that would have got in. But I also think. Do
you think Santo makes it in?
I think Santo has a better case getting in than any of the 3 guys that were picked. Yes.
A better chance to get in or a better case?
Better chance for sure. Maybe not a better case. Better case than 2 of them. I mean, again, like the criteria
Santo or
is
his
weird
son?
because
His son.
Yeah.
The one we have the footage of. Yeah.
Okay, well, that's what I was talking about. You said Santa. I was like, what the fuck is the case outside of his movies?
Oh, yeah, I was gonna say there's plenty of footage of Santo. There's a lot of movies.
What I'm saying is, yes,
You can watch some of them on Tubi.
I understand we want this list to be representative of what Violent People is, and it is. It's just what the listeners and the Discord and the readership of the site is. Like, if this list was, if we wanted this list to truly embody what Violent People is, nobody else would have got to vote. All 20 of these guys, all 20 things drafted would have made it in. Because we are literally Violent People. We
gotta tinker with this.
Four founders.
I think the more I think about it, Tanner's gamesmanship talk and him having 3 in the top 6 doesn't sit right with me, folks. Doesn't sit right with me. Gotta make sure that doesn't happen again.
Hey,
from a process standpoint.
I'm really
gotta remove the popular folks.
I'm really excited about the stretch of episodes we'll have at like the beginning of the year, where we have like 2 weeks of formerly known as Always Barry Tanners, and then immediately just do another Hall of Fame episode. I'm so fucking excited for that. 2 Hall of Fame episodes. Oh man, that's gonna be a fun time.
So this is the first one. We'll see how what we do for the next one.
Now,
and maybe at the next one we scrap the whole thing.
Who knows?
No,
maybe Goldberg makes it, and I just say can't do it anymore.
I'm not saying I'm going to pick Goldberg, but I think it's insane to say Goldberg shouldn't. I mean, you talk about Violent People. I mean, goddamn, brother.
Well, you sound like Bret Hart.
He almost killed Undertaker. Y'all remember that?
Do we have any closing thoughts?
It's a shame the 10 that dropped off aren't eligible for a year.
Yeah.
Also,
I feel like what we learned that if next time I go, the Sandman, Brock Lesnar, Goldberg, Bruiser Brody, those guys are probably going to get in. Maybe throw an Edge.
No way. None of those
Don't
guys
throw Sandman there.
I don't think
New Jack can't get in.
We talked about who is possibly quitting the podcast. If any of you, like, if we do Bruiser Brody Edge, I'm quitting.
Oh, you know who gets in for sure? John Moxley.
Let me tell you.
I'm quitting.
I know you know. 1,000% he gets in if someone nominates him.
Like, how does Moxley not have a case? Like, yeah, he's an uber popular wrestler, but like, goddamn, like y'all have been on panels that have voted him like the best wrestler multiple years in a row this decade. Like, how? I mean, what are we saying doesn't get him on this list just because he's popular?
Yeah, but
I realize we were fucking Pace Magazine. What are we trying to fucking do here? Just picking indie stuff for the sake of?
Are we electing? Are we electing Mike Trout to the Hall of Fame before? I don't fucking know. I was about to say someone who is not going to the Hall of Fame because he did steroids.
Hey, let me tell you, you do steroids, you got a better chance making this list.
That's true.
Yeah. Several guys I saw at SCI could make cases.
We made a popular vote. Like, that's what we did. That's what the decision was for this first round. So that's where I'm like, you know what? Maybe we tinker with it a little bit. So there's a little bit, maybe some more weight to, I think, of the 4 of us voting. And
because I don't want it to be.
I mean,
I know it's not a literal how violent are you, but like, if it's just who the most popular good wrestlers are, is that a Violent People? You know what I mean? We need to figure out a way to make it more specific to our website.
I mean,
or our taste.
There is a way to do that, but I don't think it's. I mean, you just do what fucking Dave Meltzer does, and we just pick who we send fucking ballots to. But I don't think that's nearly as fun as this. I think then. I mean, I think you're leaning into hive mind at that point. I don't think.
Yeah, I've already carefully selected my my media, my wrestlers, and select voters that I am giving ballots to for next time.
I don't know. Like, I mean, also too, like, okay, we're the people that decide that gets nominated. If you want a lucha guy, you know what? Hedge your bets. Draft 5 lucha guys next time. Like, if that's or it's just us 4 and we just draft 20 people and they make it in the Hall of Fame. But again, I don't think that's nearly as fun as this. Because I mean,
John Cena really ruined the whole fucking thing.
God, Cena ruined the whole fucking
John
thing.
Cena really made us feel. I mean, 3 people here feel like, God damn, what are we doing here?
That's crazy because he's not even the most egregious wrestler on this list.
Maybe we do something weird where like everyone gets a -5. Everyone in the panel gets a -5 to throw at somebody, so we all 3 could have got John down to 19.
Maybe
There we go.
Maybe not a 5, but maybe like a 2. Because
Nah,
outside of the top 3, a 2
two
would have changed this.
Nah, 2 would have had Cena and stuff. We need to make it more than that.
Like we can't weight ourselves more in a specific instance. I think that would be messed up and wouldn't be fair to what we're trying to do.
I think it'd be
But
really
also,
dumb if we were like, hey, we're doing this community Hall of Fame, but our votes matter more. Like, I think that's stupid.
But I also don't know if pure popular vote is going to make sense long term.
And
Well, we'll see.
Yeah,
Maybe.
Tanner's
Who
always
knows?
telling me that the Electoral College is the only way that he thinks presidents should be elected.
So let me ask you this.
I don't know
Let
why,
me-
but he says it all the time.
Yeah, I say it all the time. Let me ask you this. Would a smarter way to do this be by percentage? Like the Baseball Hall of Fame? And
That-
it's not a,
you know,
and it's
the
not a set
the
number?
other Pro Wrestling Hall of Fame, you know? Maybe Dave had it right. Maybe like that emulation does work.
Like, but I mean, again,
Then even fewer people got in the hall if we did like 50%.
that's what I'm saying. If we would have done 50%, we would only had 7 people make it. It would have stopped at Inoki. It would have went Funk, Tenryu, Briscoe,
I like the
Onita,
idea
Butcher,
that-
Cena, Inoki.
I like this idea that Cena still gets in that scenario. So still be like, you know what? Maybe we broke it. Maybe we fucking broke it.
How many ballots were there? 57?
57.
Okay, so you need to get 61%, 62% to get in.
And that would have been 35 or
Yeah,
more.
it would have been 35 or more.
Okay, perfect.
Perfect.
the magic
We
number.
figured it out.
Maybe that's the right call, folks.
Hey,
Man,
and
that
that's
is
Listen,
Listen,
listen, listen to the Hall of Fame then. Funk, Tenryu, Briscoe, Onita, Butcher.
That's a perfect.
Anyone
I
mad
mean,
about that?
I mean,
No one's mad.
honestly, that top 5 does read better than the 10.
Yeah, it just
But-
definitely does.
I mean, there's no denying anybody.
Like, I have Takayama in there. He would not be in my top 10. Probably not. Maybe not my top 15. No, definitely not my top 15.
Which is crazy because you drafted him.
But I drafted him 20.
No,
Yeah,
you
he was Mr. Irrelevant.
No, you drafted him 5.
Well, I wanted people above. I wanted Briscoe. I wanted Inoki. I wanted the Black Terry. I mean, these are not like obscure names. I guess they are to our fucking listeners.
That's like saying like the person who had the last draft in the NFL draft. You drafted him 7th.
Yeah, you didn't want any of those other
Yeah,
guys.
That is
you did. But it's not like they would have picked. It's not
In
like
the
they
5th
would've
round, I
picked-
could have said, you know what? Actually, Terry Funk's looking good. I'll take him too. I would have done that. I don't think that's the rules.
Honestly, that would have been awesome. You should have.
You know what? I'd like to make a statement here. I love all of our listeners. You have great minds, beautiful brains.
I agree.
Let's get to the wacky line.
Let's get to the wacky line.
We have some great fucking questions this week, by the way. I actually got one in since we've been recording that I would also like to answer.
Who the fuck's reading wacky line questions? God damn.
Oh, I can read them. Or
Yeah, go for it. I think you've got more access to wacky lines than I do.
yeah. So I want to ask. I got this one literally since we've been recording, and I thought it was too good of a question, not to ask. From Justice in the Discord, which wrestler is the most brat? You can't pick Zandig. Now, does everybody here know what that means? To be brat.
Thought I did, but I think
You
the
calling
woke
out
left has co-opted it, and now I'm just lost.
you called out Zandig?
No, the Justice did.
Oh.
Just said you can't pick Zandig.
Well, because
I
I,
don't
thought I
know
knew what it
why.
meant. And
That was
then
a quote.
Zandig was if Zandig was the obvious choice, maybe I don't know what it means.
Uh,
I know
Yeah,
X is telling me that Kamala Harris is. That's all I know.
Okay, so it's a brat summer. I don't know. Charlie XCX has declared it's a brat summer. It pretty much means, I'm trying to think of a better word, and I can't. Pretty much means that you are serving, you're cunty
Okay.
in a good
I
way.
am
wanna say that?
uncomfortable.
Zandig is more brat than brat.
That is true,
Okay,
brother.
okay, yeah, there we go.
Give us to him.
I'm going to say my example of a brat wrestler. I'm going to go Dominic Mysterio. I think Dominic
Honestly,
Mysterio
that's
is
probably
having
the
a
right
very.
answer.
Oh,
is
you know
having
who
a
my
very
pick
brat
is?
summer.
But he's just a little boy. Probably Callum Newman.
Well,
He's a-
that's
he's a
weird
little
when you
brat.
say it like
he's just
that.
a little boy brat. No,
Oh my-
I don't think you know what brat means. I think you lost it again.
Yeah,
Isn't it-
yeah.
little
Yeah,
kids
Dan,
are
You
brat.
almost had it.
Callum's a little kid.
Dan, you almost had it.
Oh shit.
Uh,
Fine, then I
good
picked
try,
Zandig
Grandpa.
anyway.
Chris, Sam.
So
Brat.
So it's got the green cover art. Green cover art, green wrestler. It's Misawa.
Oh, but you know what that
Oh.
green cover art looks more like to me? 440. It's Ricky Shane Page's brat. Am I getting it?
I don't think you're getting it.
God damn it.
I don't think you're getting
in
it.
the wrong direction.
Damn it. Okay, you know
Nobody
what?
from
I'm going to
Ricky
pick
Shane
John
Page,
Cena
though.
as brat, and we'll have everyone vote on it and see who people think is the most brat.
Cena would win votes for being brat over Ricky Shane Page. Ricky Shane Page is Ohio. He's not even skibbity. Ricky Shane Page has no Riz.
I need Tanner to never talk again.
Sam,
Is
who's your-
Tenryu brat?
I could see Tenryu doing the Charlie. You also have to know the dance to that Apple song from TikTok.
Okay, that's maybe asking a lot for him.
No, I think Tenryu could do it.
Okay, I mean, maybe.
I mean,
Maybe.
yeah. It's all arms.
I mean, I feel like no one here is allowed to is quite equipped to nail down what brat is.
I
Yeah,
really am.
I was deeply uncomfortable the second that Tanner started talking about it.
He said the C
And what
word,
world
too.
are if we're not brave enough to answer the hard hitting questions, how is anybody supposed to trust us?
I don't know.
I think
that's
people
just
will
straight
trust
white
us
dudes
even
are gonna
less
be
than
like,
ever.
this is straight white dudes are maybe not the greatest brat spurts.
But brat is a co-opted straight white woman term, so why can't I say anything
None of us are
about it?
women.
Yeah, I'm married though. I have my finger on the fucking pulse.
Don't talk about your sex life in here. Let's go to the next question.
Well, crazy that you say that, Dan. Next question. No, just kidding.
Oh god, that terrified me. I was like, what are we doing now, guys? Come on.
From PTO.
Oh man. This is from. I never know how to say their username. Padraig, Padraig, in the Discord.
Padraig?
All right.
Padraig, yes, perhaps. Wacky line question: what is the worst wrestler you've given a 5-star match to? I thought maybe a better way to describe this question is what is the best match with the worst wrestler in it? Because I have an answer.
Which is?
Did you? Where's this question posted? Is it just in your DMs?
No,
I-
he
no,
posted
I-
that one.
No, I
That was-
posted
that was in
that. I
public.
posted that one. Yeah,
See, my answer is Deranged from Special K. Because I think Loki versus Deranged is a 5-star match.
my answer is sadly MJF, because I think that Punk MJF dog collar match fucking rocks. And I think he's by far the worst wrestler I've ever seen have a great fucking match like that. Chris, Sam?
So like this is a case of a guy who was always just kind of fine for a lot of his career, and then in a moment it mattered the most. He had one of the sickest matches ever, and that's Blue Demon Jr. in the Dr. Wagner Jr. Apuestas match.
Oh,
That's a good shout.
Hey, man. Blue Demon Jr., he had a hell of a run there.
And yeah, his entire old man run is sick.
But that
Like,
match kind of kickstarted it.
We kind of talked about like how old until you become a good wrestler.
Mm-hmm.
There's no limit. Blue Demon went from just kind of like being, yeah, he's Blue Demon Jr. He's got the Blue Demon mask and he's fine, to being one of the like having sick old man like brawls all the time before AAA died and never ran another show again after the pandemic.
Yeah,
rest in
he
peace.
does have he does have a couple really good matches. Is probably a problem.
Yeah, but
that
I see what
match
Chris
is like
saying, 'cause-
transcendent.
Yeah, he was also like aggressively fine to actively bad for a large majority of his career. So yeah, I Chris, I think that's a great pick.
I don't know if this is the actual answer, but I'm pulling it because it's came up on my spreadsheet. And not entirely fair because it features 3 other wrestlers I would call great. But worst wrestler in a great match, it's Jordan Devlin. For David Starr and Jordan Devlin versus Low Key and Walter from the illustrious promotion OTT, taking place in June of 2018. Anyone remember this match?
Yeah, that match does unfortunately fucking rock.
It's great. It's great.
Oh,
I don't think Jordan Devlin is at all like a part of the sauce that makes that thing go.
I don't know. He had a pretty great match with Moose and OTT too.
Shut the hell up!
Not
the heck?
Not even a bit.
I can't.
Not even a bit. I don't know how that happened. That was a great match with 2 bad wrestlers. I don't know how it happened.
You know what? You know what? Another, like, what I might go with
Hit us.
might be the Winger. The Trent Acid match.
Oh shit. That's a good answer.
Because the Winger, another guy who's just like, look, I am maybe one of the premier Winger respecters out there. We love a guy who kind of sucks and is like always just the worst guy in any given death match or tag match he's in. But that Trent Acid match is sick.
Winger, apparently, I think it was just like flying to America. Something in America unlocks him. Because I like his CZW stuff. He's not great. He's not even good, probably, but I realized I love that Low-Key deranged match, but then I started thinking more of Low-Key. Who's the guy he knocked out instantly? Atu?
Atu?
That match rules. I've never seen anything else about Atu, though. I don't know if he's terrible or not. I just assume he is.
He did that a couple times in Evolve, though, did he not?
I don't know. He did it to Moth in Ring of Honor.
Maybe that's what I'm thinking of. But yeah, great question.
I think we had another good one, right?
Oh, we have 2 good ones.
Ooh. It'd be funny if we have 2 more. One's good, one sucks.
Yeah, we have 2 more questions. One's dog shit. So I'm going to ask that one first. No, I'm just kidding. Next question comes from PTO. Book an Onita-style exploding barbed wire death match between 2 wrestlers who have never done a death match before. I think that's a great fucking question. And I immediately had an answer. I'm going with Violent People Hall of Famer John Felix Anthony Cena Jr. versus Hiroshi Tanahashi. I think that match would be very funny to watch. for a lot of different reasons. Ooh, maybe I do have a different answer though. I don't know. Y'all answer. Let me think about my answer. But that is my answer. But let me think of another one.
Are we like fantasy booking them out of time?
Yeah. It's the best version of them.
No, it's current because John Cena, Tanahashi in an exploding barbed wire death match now would be even funnier.
I mean, yeah, that is true. That is true. But I think for the purpose of this question, it has to be their athletic peak.
Okay. I don't really have a good answer here. I've been trying
It's
to.
kind of a difficult question.
I don't know why I'm thinking this, but these guys have actually wrestled. But I just think Brock and Eddie.
Sure, in a
Would be
proper
cool.
death match, yeah,
I
that would-
think
yeah,
a proper
that would
death
fucking
match,
rock.
and then like Brock just slinging Eddie into an explosion. I don't know why. It's a very good question, but I can't come up with anything off the top of my head better than that.
I don't know why the
Joe
thought
would've
of Sabre Jr. versus AJ Styles has been in my brain.
that is weird.
I don't know why that's sticking with me. But AJ, good bleeder. So I think that could be interesting. My brain's broken on this question, though. It's just
Yeah, it's a
nothing's
hard
coming.
question.
I keep thinking of wrestlers, and then they've worked death matches.
I mean, if you wanted to cheat, there's probably a lot of good luchadors you could say that have never technically.
Because that's what I
worked
say.
a
Like,
death
what's
match.
technically a death match too? Because I was thinking that I'm
Yeah.
like,
Yeah, I don't play by those.
Yeah, like I mean, I think it'd be a cheap answer if you answered like said Pig Destroyer, but
And I mean, Pig Destroyer has absolutely worked death matches.
that's
have they been called death matches?
He has almost
sure.
definitely worked something called a death match.
That's probably true.
He's worked Zona 23.
True.
Anything that happens there is a death match. In my book, you can't get away from
he
that.
wrestled a 6-man tag team death match. Just real quick cage match.
Oh, you know what?
You can just
Like-
find that stuff?
Well,
If we're
I
running-
just went to his cage match and said Control F death.
There you go.
Kind of a hacker.
If you want to run a feud back, like I'm just thinking the most reckless match possible in history, an exploding barbed wire death match between Sasha Banks and Charlotte.
You know what? Hell yeah.
Like if they ran an exploding barbed wire death match while they were feuding for the title, one of them probably would have died.
Yeah, you put that on Raw in October 2016, and AEW never exists. WWE never has a down period. Yeah, Chris, that's a great answer. I didn't think of two wrestlers that had actually wrestled each other, but not in a death match.
See, that's all I'm thinking of. Is then I'm thinking of like, what about like KT versus Volkan? Like, there's no rope breaks because if you touch the ropes, it's barbed wire and you
Yeah,
explode.
I mean that would rock. I mean, also, like a Samoa Joe versus Low Ki death match probably would have been fucking cool. There was a fantasy booking I used to read on the WWE Universe forums that had Samoa Joe win King of the Death match. It was pretty fucking cool. He beat Necro Butcher in the finals, and then challenged Shane Douglas for the FMW title.
And then I wouldn't consider this a death match, but you get into things where it's like, well, he was in Cage of Death. It says
Yeah,
death right
I don't count that.
Really?
I count Cage of Death as a death match.
Well, just that Cage of Death or any Cage of Death? Because there are Cage of Deaths that are definitely death matches.
Specifically that one. Like I'm not watching that match and being like, God damn, this is a great death match. I don't know. Like, dude, do you count the Elimination Chamber, the Extreme Elimination Chamber, a death match?
Well,
Is
no,
lethal?
those things are
Is Lethal
equatable at all.
Lockdown when it was good a death match?
So what has to happen for it to be a death match? Is it light tubes?
I don't know. I just think the vibe has to be there. I wouldn't like. There's war games where they bleed fucking buckets. I wouldn't call any of them death matches.
All right, next question.
Last question from Discord user Full.
It's not the last question.
This is the last question.
No, Eamon has a question that you said.
Oh, we're not skipping that one. Yeah.
Oh shit!
Another
I forgot
great
about that
question.
one. Sorry, I forgot about that question. Well, this question is from Fool. You're starting up a new NBA franchise. What's your logo and mascot? And Sam also added, we have to pick a city and it can't be Seattle.
Fool feels like it can be Seattle. It just can't be the Sonics. But
why couldn't it be Seattle, Sam? I'm not. Are they getting an NBA team?
They're going to get, whenever
Tanner knows about the history of Seattle basketball.
I do know they've had. I do know. I mean, they had a team. I just didn't know if they were getting a new team or something.
Yes, they are going to. Seattle is going to get the Sonics back.
Yeah, it's a mix. I said that specifically because it's a mix of they are getting a team and they have history.
Okay.
Because
Vegas is also going to get a team.
Vegas gets a team, and they don't have history, so I don't care.
I honestly thought Vegas maybe already had a team, but I realized I was thinking of hockey.
I think if any sports team goes to Vegas, should be a fucking crime, and they should be taxed 300% of whatever they're been taxed.
Aren't what baseball teams move into Vegas? The Athletics?
Yes.
Yeah.
Theoretically.
That's fucking crazy. Yeah, I mean, it may not happen, but that seems fucking crazy. That's a baseball team in Vegas. That's the Athletics. That seems fucking nuts. I don't know. This is kind of a hard question. I mean, because obviously we want to tackle this also from like an infrastructure. Like, I couldn't answer I guess I could, but maybe Nashville getting an NBA team would be neat. They have a hockey team, so they have the infrastructure for a pro sports team. And also, you could have the in-state rivalry with the Grizzlies. I think that'd be cool. Maybe they could be called the Bear Traps, and their logo could be a fucking bear trap. That'd be fun.
I think I gamed it too much because in my head my first thought was Ashland, Kentucky, the Ashland Tomcats. It gets me to more pro games.
I take it.
What's the population of Ashland, Kentucky?
What?
Just curious.
What'd you say?
What's the population?
Big enough.
How many people live there?
Big enough for a team, I'd say. It's pretty huge.
No way.
It's the census 21,000.
Get the
fucking
fuck
hell.
out.
Yeah,
Christ.
if all of us went.
Dude, Tuscaloosa alone is 5 times that, and there's no way they could handle a pro team. Jesus damn, 21,000.
I don't know what you want me to do about it. They don't put me
3
in
fucking neighbor. Well, you said enough for a pro team. I was expecting.
Oh, I was joking because obviously it's not.
I don't think you were joking.
The bigger city near us has, what do they have? I can't even see the population, but they couldn't even keep a minor league hockey team afloat.
Is that Louisville?
No, Louisville's far away. I was thinking Huntington, West Virginia. The biggest town in Kentucky near me is Lexington, Kentucky. Also, probably not big enough for a.
Yeah, but they have the Kentucky pipeline right there.
I am going to Portland, Maine, and they are going to be the Trailblazers 2.
That fucking rocks. I want to go to Portland, Maine. It's on my list. I would love to see the Trailblazers 2 play.
I'm going to Maine for a wedding this weekend.
Wow, that's crazy. Let me tell you,
fucking crazy.
You're gonna be shocked to hear something.
It's like a 3-day event. I'm pretty psyched for it.
Yeah,
pretty sick.
I actually didn't want to
sick.
show my hand, but I'm actually supposed to minister a wedding this weekend
That's
in Maine.
crazy. I'm actually in Maine right now.
Yeah, I'm already at the Motel 6.
I'm at the bride's house. I'm trying to keep it down. She does not know I'm here.
Jesus Christ.
All right,
You
next
gotta
question.
calm down. You
Next
dial it
question.
back, like
Next
You know what, Dan?
question.
I like how you take the joke too far.
Thanks, man. No one else does. I appreciate you.
I like it. I know Sam doesn't appreciate it because of his woke policies.
Yeah.
But I like it.
I have a really good answer to the next question. Let's get to the next one.
no,
hold
sorry.
on, I
I'm
wanna
gonna
hear
go with
Sam's
the
answer.
Buffalo
Oh
T-Rexes.
shit! Sorry, I thought he gave it when I wasn't paying attention.
I'm sorry, the
Buff-
Buffalo T-Rexes.
I think it's a
Ugh.
funny rivalry with Toronto.
Oh,
I think it's a funny rivalry.
Oh, okay, that could be fun.
Okay.
And I want them to have.
I hate the name
old
outside of that,
school
but-
Raptors logo, but with a T-Rex, and just rub it in their faces that they can't have something this good again.
Man. See, I would have went with something cool. I don't know. Maybe the Buffalo Dragons.
Ooh, maybe like
Gotta
what about
see.
the meteors?
Ooh, I like that.
The
I like
Buffalo
that.
eruption, and then their logo is a volcano.
My high school
The,
mascot.
Buffalo
was
Genetic
actually
Evolution.
The meteors.
Did you say your high school mascot was a meteor? Was
Yeah,
a
and,
rock?
and then our fucking rivals would call us a meatball, and we get fired up.
That's
Can't
the
tell if this is
mascot.
real.
I bet
No,
the
it's really real.
mascot
We were the
outfit-
Mid Park Meteors.
I bet there's no way the mascot costume didn't look like a meatball.
No, it looked exactly like a meatball. That's why they said it.
God, that's good. That's cool. What was everybody? Well, no, never mind. You don't have to dox yourself.
Golden Eagle.
Got him.
Not a real animal. Next.
No, golden eagles
Well, that's
are
not
real.
true.
Are real animal. They do this thing where they grab goats off the sides of mountains and just fling them so they die and then they go eat
We
them.
absolutely have already talked about this before.
Yeah,
No
I
way.
was
I am
gonna say,
having
we've
deja
talked about
vu.
this. Yeah,
Have
yeah.
And that was the specific fun fact that Dan levied.
Oh, that's funny.
Jesus.
Okay, never mind then. My bad.
Let's move on to the next question.
Somebody else has to read it because I don't have that question in front of me because I forgot about it.
Oh, from Aiden, we have: if you had to eat a Pokemon, which would you choose? Note, and this is very important, you will have to hunt and kill the Pokemon yourself.
Magikarp.
There's a way easier and better question for this.
Better answer or question?
What did I say?
You said question.
Question. You insulted the question asker here.
Yeah.
I
I can fish. Maybe it's not hard. Maybe it's hard for you and not hard for me. I'll just fish and kill and eat the fish.
No, but there are better answers to this question. than
They
that.
probably came
Then go
after
for
Gen
it.
2 that I don't know about them.
The correct answer to this question. Oh, I was trying to drop it in the Discord. It won't let me do it. Is Appleton, obviously. I'm attempting to send
I'm gonna fucking
his image.
Google this and I'm already mad.
Yeah,
Appleton is a dragon-like Pokemon whose body is reminiscent of apple pie. It is mostly green with a yellow underside and lower jaw and has an orange spot on its chest that resembles an apple core. It has a piece of an apple on its head worn as a helmet. Also, its diet consists of only sweet apples. Also, its base speed is extremely low, so you could easily catch it. So we're going Appleton.
Well, you have to
Easy
you have to
answer.
catch and kill it too, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's not hard though.
Okay.
I mean, do you have other Pokemon helping you, or do you have a gun? No
No,
Pokemon can
it-
defend against a fucking gun.
Shit.
I mean, they do have guns in the Pokemon world, but
I'm saying its attack is 85. I know what that means. Magikarp attack is 10. That's why I'm going for Magikarp.
yeah, but Appleton doesn't have really any like great moves. It's not a great Pokemon. Also, again, extremely slow. Also, if you have another Pokemon helping you, you just get a fucking fairy type. You have a fucking Clefairy.
Have another you got bare hand this, Tanner, just to be clear.
I was picturing bare hands, but
Okay.
I guess that means I'm fishing barehanded. Just reaching in the water.
like you don't have a weapon. Like you have to kill the Pokemon with your bare hand. That's not even how hunting.
Oh
works.
no, you have to normal hunting applies.
Okay, then
So
you have a
Dan-
gun. Yeah, I could shoot this thing in the fucking apple.
I'm gonna say nothing. A bow hunt is what you can do. No guns.
No guns.
Bow
Okay.
hunt? Okay, I could still kill this thing with a bow.
Okay. I don't know why I'm saying, like, we'll find out. Like, okay.
Yeah,
Let's see what happens.
All right, we're sending Tanner to fucking Unova to catch this Pokemon. I don't even remember what gen this Pokemon. This is a newer Pokemon. This is like Gen 8 or 9.
This is great stuff. I would not even thinking along these lines.
What
I gotta be honest.
Miltank.
I don't know. I was thinking more in the Magikarp vein. I was thinking
Miltank
something
is
that's
a
just
great
like
answer, Chris.
weak as shit. Milk Tank?
Miltank. It's a cow.
Yeah, Miltank
It's a
is
cow. Yeah. Okay.
I mean, they actually actively eat Miltank in the Pokemon canon and also drink Miltank's milk because it has healing properties. Actually, in the Gen 2 games, it was better than a regular potion. It's called Moo Moo Milk.
I don't like that you said Moo Moo Milk.
Ah,
That made me
listen.
have the ick.
Well, I'm just telling you that's what it was called.
They should stop calling it that.
Now that I
feel
heard,
pretty
now that I heard
comfortable.
that, I choose Charizard, so I die.
There you go.
You know, probably what Charizard's not that big. You could probably take a Charizard.
It breathes fire, though, right?
I mean, yeah, but I
I don't
mean,
do that.
if you got it when I was asleep.
Now
Like
it's-
Charizard's only 5'7", so I mean, you're talking 7 inches taller than Sam or whatever, but I mean, still not that tall.
The fire on his tail. The wings. He
Well,
can
you got to
fly.
think. Well, actually, the Charmander line, if you extinguish the fire on its tail, it dies. So,
The claws on its feet he can use as a weapon.
but if you could have a pail of water,
if the
and kill a
fire
Charizard.
goes out, they die.
Yeah, they can.
Yeah, that's true.
Die.
That's
Yeah.
that's a shoot.
There's an episode, a very early episode of Pokemon Gen 1 where Ash has to adopt a Charmander from its abusive trainer, and it almost died in the rain because its fire.
Oh,
almost
I
went out.
do vaguely recall that. That's so
Yeah,
dumb.
It's a very sad episode. A great episode of Pokemon. One
But it's
of the-
happy in the end.
Yeah, it is happy, and then that
Spoiler
Charmander
alert.
eventually evolves to a Charizard that doesn't really vibe with Ash, but eventually they do vibe, and that Charizard does help Ash in various Pokemon League championships.
I'd be so mad. I'd be like, I fucking saved your life. I'd pull a bucket
Yeah.
of water out and just kind of show it.
Well, that Charizard ended up going to a Charizard compound to learn how to be a better Charizard, and he eventually did.
Yeah, I just had to go to Charizard school.
Yeah, just had to go to Charizard school. It was believed that, so in the games, if you have a Pokemon that evolves too early, it won't obey you. And that Charmander evolved from Charmander to Charmeleon to Charizard extremely quickly. So Ash was just not an experienced enough trainer to be able to wrangle in a stage 3 evolution Pokemon.
All right. Now that we've talked about that nerd shit.
Did Sam answer?
He said
No.
Magikarp or some bullshit.
Yeah, I was.
That's
Gonna,
what you said, man.
I was.
He
I was then
said
looking up-
Magikarp too. Well, he said
I was
that
just looking
vein.
at food Pokemon after you said that, and I was like, "Oh, Cherubi, I guess." He said there are cherry took Pokemon.
Mm-hmm.
I've never heard of this Pokemon.
Yep.
I'm not a nerd, I guess, for Pokemon specifically, or for other things, just not this. But that's just a little guy that looks like a cherry.
Yep. Literally what it is. It does evolve to pretty much just a flower. So
I don't want to eat a flower.
also a very
So-
small Pokemon. Like
Yeah,
Cherubi
so that's
is
easy.
only 1/4
Yeah, I can take that.
even ground for you.
Moving on. Any other questions this week, or is that wrap?
I think that was it.
I
wanna
think
say
that's the wacky line.
that's the wackiest one yet.
That's
Dan
a
was
wacky
copy
line
and
if there ever was one.
paste.
Great episode where we got the minutia.
Another wacky line question here. Which Pokemon's brat?
No.
Roselia, easily. That's an easy question.
Don't answer.
She is
Do
green.
do the plugs.
All right. Thank you for listening to Violent People Radio. You can follow us at violent_people on Twitter. Read the website, violentpeople.co. We've got the wet, hot American Dragon Summer. We had Quentin's piece go up Monday. It was awesome. great reception to that, I thought. I think Dan said it. It's not fair that Quentin is so good.
He can talk the words and write the words.
Yeah.
I can't do either.
Great piece. What do we have? That was 2013. Who do we have up for 2014?
2014 is Steph. Well, that piece will be up on Friday.
So
I also do want to point out, I don't think we even mentioned it last week, but Joseph did 2012. You may know him from such websites as youtube.com. So if you want to read,
and go check out Bad Egg.
You said that Steph's doing.
Hold on. What's the name of that website, Sam?
Oh,
sorry, Big Egg. I'm sorry. It's a work issue.
You just think that he's a bad egg.
Yeah.
You know what?
Sam's constantly saying that in the Slack. And then
sorry,
Joseph
I'm thinking about the comic publisher.
Blitz.
No, but you said that Steph's doing 2014. What happened to Pickle?
Well, Dan, you were harassing them on Twitter.
Shit. I don't like that because that's now the story. It's like, Dan wouldn't leave that guy alone.
Somebody literally messaged me. Who was it? Somebody messaged me and was like, hey, when do I need to have this piece in? And they were done with it. And I was like, oh, and they were like 2018 or 2019. I can't remember off the top of my head.
2018. I've got 2019.
Okay, then 2018. And I was like, yeah, just like, don't block Dan so we can put your piece on. It was very funny. I had to explain to somebody that wasn't a podcast joke. That really happened.
I will now. Joseph doesn't need our promotion, but now I will feel bad if I don't say the full thing. BigEgg.substack.com, and then Colette
and
do great work over there.
And then onlyfans.com/badegg is Sam's other site.
I'm not going to search that. Part of me was like, I don't know, is that real?
Don't search that.
I'm sure it's
don't
real,
search
but
that.
I don't know what's on it.
Don't search that.
Did you guys see the image I shared in the Discord of my Pokemon brat?
What if there was an OnlyFans, but only for Jesus Christ, Dan? Only of like it was called Bad Egg, and it was just like somebody cooking eggs bad.
I would not subscribe to that.
Oh, well, okay. Well, Chris, you and I are very obviously looking for different content on the internet.
I have no OnlyFans subs. Maybe you do.
I live in an OnlyFans world, brother. Every day
Okay.
is OnlyFans.
I don't know what that means, but I love it.
Here. Every day is OnlyFans in this house. I don't even know what the fuck that means.
Anyway, yeah. Heavy hitters writing about Bryan Danielson. It's good stuff. Read it on the website. Do we have anything else going up?
Not from any of us.
We're not ready.
There are people writing things that I don't want to. That
yes,
was just thrown at me this week that I don't want to put out there yet.
I was not sure if those were ready yet. So
no, I haven't got anything. But there's some stuff coming. I am working on my G1 piece.
Eventually, Tanner is going to come out with a G1 piece, which is a list of 1 million matches, and he's excited about that word count.
No, it's not going to be just a list of the matches. There's a lot of words already.
Follow us on Twitch.
Maybe
Violent People stream. We are no longer banned. Thanks for joining us, everyone who joined for the stream. It was fun before. Thankfully, it was the last match we were going to watch.
Yes, it was very end of the stream. Also, I was like, I wonder why nobody typed in chat. Why, like, hey, y'all are offline. There is no chat when you're banned on Twitch. It just shuts down your whole shit.
I'll say that's how we figured out we were banned, is that we were trying to type in the chat and it said it doesn't exist.
It wouldn't let us. I also want to shout out the people that followed us on that stream, because we couldn't look at any of the analytics, and there's no VOD for that stream, unfortunately. So that's forever Violent People Lost Media. But I think we got like 10 or 12 new followers during that stream. 8, 10 or 12, something like that. But yeah, so shout out to everybody that followed. Again, can't see who actually followed, can just see that the number went up. So shout out.
Yeah, it was fun. We watched a lot of good matches. It was pretty much all good matches.
Yeah,
Watched Jeff Jarrett versus Kurt Angle. Watched the Wotan Romano Garcia Hyoda Fishman Hyoda the Sagrada match, which is a hoot. If you've never seen it, it's great. Some fun squashes, some just all really fun matches of various styles. We started our journey watching Hoovy versus Kidman. Thanks to PTO, we will watch more of that in the future.
Yep.
Because there's so much more Hoovy versus Kidman to watch.
Yep. I would also love to hear what else people want us to do on there besides watch-alongs. Like, obviously, it needs to be wrestling adjacent, but what else?
I think we should do some like tier lists.
Oh, that would be fun. That would be fun. I actually agree with that. And
we could start out with some wrestling ones, and then after we fight about wrestling, we can fight about something even dumber like candy.
Oh yeah, yeah. That's where the nitty gritty would get in. I would get more hot about candy than I do wrestling. I do have an idea of something I would like to do on stream. It would just require some moving parts. That
we could do like Sporkle quizzes.
Ooh, that would be fun. We could look at old PWO threads.
Everyone loves that.
People did like that when I did it earlier this year, so I don't know. Maybe that would be something. Or maybe not PWO, but look at some old WKO 100 lists, like in prep for the VP 100, like it's specifically the 2010s. I think that could be fun. We would have to censor some words for sure, but
yeah, some of these ideas, no copyrighted content, so that shouldn't get us banned.
Yeah, that's what now I'm like kind of scared. I'm like, oh, watching matches. Although I still think that somebody reported the account. Is my guess.
But why?
I don't know.
We only had like a dozen people in there.
Listen. Yeah, but it was on Twitter. Like somebody could have easily clicked in there, reported it, and got out. So,
do you think we have beef with people?
I think there's probably people that don't like this particular website. I would probably guess that.
But like, I'm sure there are people.
Ella Newman.
Like, I'm sure there are people that don't like Joseph, and there are people that don't like Snow. There are plenty of people who do the same thing on Twitch.
Yes, I agree. I'm just saying I have actively looked into it. An audio strike would not have got the page banned for a day. It wouldn't have got it banned. If anything, the VOD would have been muted, but it wouldn't have got the whole channel banned for a day. So it had to be an active report of copyright material.
I wish it would at least tell us what it was.
Yeah, I also think that's weird that it doesn't say what it is, but that is my best guess. Because I have had streams with copyrighted music before that is fine, but then the Twitch detection picks it up in the VOD, and then the VOD gets muted.
Yeah, bizarre situation.
Yeah, it was very weird.
I know we aired out some grievances. We do love you, the listeners, the violent people community.
Yes.
We're not mad. We're just disappointed.
I'm neither.
I'm mostly mad at Tanner.
Well, yeah.
Like any hurtful words that you think I directed at you, actually all directed at Tanner. I love you. I hate Tanner.
Speaking of that, next week Chris will be reviewing 3 matches as chosen by Tanner, Sam, and I.
Yes. Please get those to me. Like, if you can get those to me tomorrow at the latest, and we can reveal those in the Discord or something.
Oh, I already have my match.
Tell me right now.
You want to know right now?
Right now.
Chris, I'm gonna have you watch Aaron Black versus Uncle Money.
That sounds awesome.
You're giving me Uncle Money? I thought I was being punished.
Listen. You're just gonna have to watch it.
Well, I'm gonna give you Triple H versus Goldberg versus Kane.
Oh
from
God!
WWE Armageddon 2003. Because I went to Triple H's cage match, and I was trying to find anything that was over 19 minutes, but less than 20.
Dude, I don't hate that match though.
Oh my God! Well, yeah, Goldberg's gonna be nominated next time, so probably nominate Kane.
All three of them probably.
2 wrestlers I do not like, and 1 wrestler I love.
I don't have your match yet.
I would say that even the one wrestler you love, that's probably his lowest period.
Yeah, and that is a match stipulation I hate.
I feel really proud about the choice.
That is a good choice, Chris. I didn't want to punish you because we're podcast partners in crime.
Ooh, I went a different way.
That's true.
Why would I ever want to punish my buddy?
Do you guys have another podcast to do?
Yeah, you'll be on it.
I would love to be on it. I have this card I've been staring at for months. The world needs it.
Yeah, we'll link up. We'll link up with Bucky. I believe he said he talked about it at SCI.
He did. He asked me, like, when are we doing this pod? I said,
yeah,
oh, no, I'm going to Disney World.
We'll figure it out. You were at Disney World. He just started a new job. We'll get there.
Yeah, well, it will happen before the end of the year. We have a lot of moving parts, actually, like, into this last quarter of the year coming up. We got VP 2010s. We got to do the formerly known as Always Barry Tanner 2010s. We got to do the 2024 formerly known as Always Barry Tanners. We got a lot of stuff. Chris has to do the regular VP 100. I mean, we're gonna be cooking it up here soon.
All right. Did I cover everything?